ntokwa. The point is say just can wo ne yemese sa yemewia ne yendi. Just can wo ne yemewia na yendi. Eja. So when just can wo ama me friend ni dia ekwa bia so and sa no mo de John Mahama. Just can wo ya this gas go there. Ya this gas go there. Ya this gas go there. Just John Mahama tisika no ho ena ohwe sika no. We are sikani dia John Mahama unwe sikani ni. Enti ane me ko ka kire nkrofo soro ebra. Soro ko na ye ma wi sikani ni ye ndi sikani nkyerɛw. Ye mfa sikani mfro private jet. O ye gonjani se unim sikani dia unim se de si di Ghana for sika soro. Na ye nkyerɛ se de si wi sika ekogu eye amanone. So we need sorrow. So eventually no omutiminya a young crofo. Oh said abia meka sase we ekremo. Omutiminya crofo bi ma omo boa womo. One sa ayi your friend say ayi for no. Ekroma oba say wo sell you image o package ho a wo de wo do ho bo Ghana Bar Association another useless organization. Ghana Bar Association, very useless people. I mean almost very useless organization. Now the one bo a Christian Council no ohwem uyi a Duncan Williams no ayi a Otabel no ayi bobomame sa nkrofo no we opambo anom ne Ebenezer no no de omo do omo ye sakara ya na ayi ya friend say Duncan Williams ama TDJs atwete no abodi wom tactics o akromfo tactics no mu use kejetia tactics pa. So say the reason why some of us ye hu womo no because ye wa santimem ye nyini wokumase what dia grow adum ene kejetia nko sa tactics we wuni ma de kro ajana one nti fa ho bo womo ho na waka kire no chalemon twete na TDJ so atwete ono obaka so yare pen inti sade no na akufado di BT o manfo omunya enkrofo bi a yenche sika ni Domama se me di besi eye friend say Rich Hospital o say ha yenche sika ni faska ne bra tie dia mayai Domama se dabi se wo hwe eye circular I mean circle nya ba bi a what no eye anika bio so me pese me ye eye interchange kese na traffic no reduce sa Domama se okwa ene ya hwe na yensi terminal 3 na eye Ghana Airport Company sika omo agigye no ye bobo skana no omo se akwa we kura wa bodama na wajibi faska ne bra ne yencheni faska ne bra ne yencheni Domama se me fa ma omo se sa ene ye kwa ka kire asore ma bodamfo ne se wo ye kronfo because they know that church followers no they are very ignorant and very foolish people. Very ignorant and very foolish people. Ana sa umo damu a obeda atena ahwe osu bempa so preach girao how umo damu a obeda ahwe osu bempa we so preach girao how it doesn't make sense. Now women are grow for also the number be first can bram yendi a short and light suppose sa woman no wa twa cafe fe no dankat no say apeti scan e wono a man for struggle with apeti disaster Sapieti disaster. They are keeping about 15 million Ghana cedis. 150 billion. I account to me. And for all you know, they are using it to run businesses. They run a business, salt and light soup. Oh, no. It's not salt and light soup. Salt and something. Would you check it? The caliber of people campaign against John Mahama. You see, they did same to Nkrumah. Nkrumah same. And Nkrumah see will see Black Star Line. Say, and Nkrumah see will see Valco. Say, and you need your basi. And then Nkrumah a dictator. Or you can't be. Look at Akufo-Addo. Look at Akufo-Addo. But he has become a useless president. So seriously, I've decided say very useless person to a year on my way development. Any power useless, very useless to Ghana's development. Akufo-Addo, very useless man. Then you have the likes of Kwekuba Akonom. No more than I'm saying, Yesusaro, near Okumasero, near Kwekuba Akupa, saying, you people Kwada. Yawo Asante by default, because the history is there. And we will be a Jimmy Kakrabina, won't be Biawajumu. Say, where you can't say Mamin Tieno. We so cancer mamintino na me amin we wa hwe ya obese wura mu ho saa wonte hwe ya ka bibia wonte ase jese wa no wo bia wadwunum se benkum cancer mamintie de benkum ka no nifa so cancer mamintie na min we ni mienu na min hu de ye nokre se wagimi a obeosa ofa ba ko de ball bo a now the number because what Jimmy, I mean, what getting Yajuma? Obia want me and use nagging Tiasem way, and make a conclusion. What about them? Maybe who's up and who's away, what Jimmy? So I just consider you as a fool and I don't waste my time on you. And the time I near home and Pono, Tiakuba, couldn't know. Look, Rollins were here, so when you are not socialist for Rollins were here. And a yow. No more cancer, who sa found Krumausa, and I see a Frebby can Kenyame, and I can Kenyame, and then for him could see her near Sifia. You saw the crown, no more catch yourself, Kruma, yes, so or Bob paying for, and ya day a yawa synonym, and what this guy a one a pump him, na Obacono Bano, na a moja son. Look at this. But I said, here, almost this are born in Trono, Acho. Almost this are Trono. They know how to smear people. They know how to damage people. They know how to dismantle your image. We're back. No more the young Crawforsa, Kwakubaku to me a printed when the paper and him say, Rollins, I could get a poisse. Kwame, Okrawini Yawameti, see, I said Rollins could get a poisse, when him I know what I. Kwakubaku, tell me near any Photoshop, bro. Na Kwakuba couldn't mad crow. Criminals. Time yen Photoshop no. Just look at that. 80s, 90s. Na Kwakuba couldn't this are boneno. Near the Rollins, Sata me kaipa. Na newspaper no so print we are. No more about what to say Ashanti region. Yan the chiche. Kofi Alexi Bobie, these guys are using the tactics of the colonial masters. Yes, they loot our natural resources, while the missionaries used religion to fool us not to focus on our resources and stealing it, rendering us poor. Yeah. One for newspaper no about 2 Asante region. Ube free school abana mi kurabi. Behwe ayi na wontie ayi wei no omosa point no wei anwurani wei na ekum wonana no afri fa no ana mbuso om say mimi yini na mbuso om say afri fa so koye dey oye dey afri fa no oye dey wa anya hwe oye dey ere na oye on ya chechire wo man a yembie ya adwurum mfa chechire wo man ye mbusa serious questions nye tribal and kwasi asem no. Afrifa is my granddad, yes, of course. And we are proud of him as Mamponfo. But the question is, oh yeah, they and the Ghana chia bet bebrebe na saku no pan for so be pan e baso. And kroma kuno. And for so be pan e baso. Just because some, I mean, excuse my language, kwasi afobi every wura bi muti baby pe power. Some foolish people be ti wura bi muti baby pe power. Edim kwasi asem into a minor marching forward no more cutting on pay and kroma esi shoe factory e wo Kumase almost dabi identity so shoe factory and kroma esi e poalugu tomato almost dabi mensi enya de papa and kroma esi mesi almost any asade a ye be kwa catch them crofo say wodi sika na akwofa Egypt ni anu asesa Ghana sika ede amano. Just look at that. Nyankrofo agiadi Nyankrofo de nam, and they did same to Mahama na DKM yane dia afedia uni medru ba bi ne Kwame DKM no omo say eye drama ni Kwame Mahama. Ha! Look. Allah ilaha illallah. No more timiaka na atom drama ni Kwame Mahama. No more GD DKM ya Mahama dia. Eye Lordina dia, Dr. Lordina dia. Oni Lordina na at DKM. Ay. Says Kwabena, they called them criminal names one building across Mudam. Yes, of course. Bentu says, I think the next NDC should focus on educating Ghanaians very well. Because I still believe MPP has changed our history as a nation. One more year, no more year, Mahama, DKM, Dramani Kwame Mahama. Satan and Ansah Joe to the Kofi Dubai, no. Okay, now to the Kofi Dubai. After Crampo, do you say Mahama? I will fear Maku 69. I will Dubai because Sir Joe to the Kofi Dubai into a fear 69. I will Dubai. Now, Mokai Baku be pa. Wouldn't to me, boy now or radio station or boy now or Ashanti region, wouldn't to me, concert boy no. Wouldn't to me say, John Mahama, or say John Mahama or Emma say, oh, Kwame, Mon Kaime, almost John Mahama, I was down suman, says 7 were down suman, and 8, I war as a La Pasio. And I am said 12, I was a genius, and a 13, and so war and a 56, and so war boy. Hi. No, what Jimmy saw about them? What Jimmy about them? I, Julie, or say, okay, Papa, no. What do you mean about them? Now, want to be wake a canquas, yourself. Now, man for GD. You see, they always see us as gullible people. So they come to us with any foolish thing and we just swallow it. John Mahama esi KJT market yesi wonu onu Ibrahim yesi omu kum nipa hye ho ema omu sika eba John Mahama esi cycle enye satan nso toya efa nipa ni ade no yesi anadwo eya John Mahama ba onu abenu moja no ase akoda de abai afedie John Mahama si cycle ni wie no omu se atise kosua esiwa na ehihiu wei ebe frabo wonam na ka ho asempɛ na adwadifo ma no ma adwena wu no ai omo mu free Ashanti region ni Eastern region no na ase ade we kura ya tise kosua no ya so de ka kofa so kura de ehihim ebe frabo abekum nipa opemogya anom. Yeah, you see that has been their trick, their style of politicking. They damage you, they lie a lot to damage you. Woman didn't throw. It's their stock. So when you meet people from a lie no more, they know how to lie. Okay, so look, because Rollins know them, before I'll come back to Nkrumah, because Rollins know them, Rollins said something. So just take your time. Shop, just take your time. Listen to it. Look, let's talk as Ghanaians. Ghana for. Don't be angry. Moi mobile page abedi di matem nyina no mfaso bia ni so. Mfaso bia ni so. Asem na me can disprove it. Whether say omo anka ni nyina afa John Mahama wo krom ha. Me say onipa da sani timi ko share da ko ye ayi Photoshop ya John Mahama gina oba bi achi so ono obi da. Enti na akufo do na say me hu say obi na akufo do papa panimu na na nkrofo de ni picture eya na won sa nkrofo e no ye ni papa kura no a udi omo achi anu ada ni nipa fon nipa bonini. And let me say this, I think the Kufo MPP no na omo adwene ye adwuma kakra. You can see it. But when you have a reckless leader like Akufo-Addo leading you, everybody become reckless and idiot. And Akufo-Addo na a deputy the real style. Ade omo ye na no wa yi na didi akyere amansan say look, say me atie. Kufo came in with some diplomacy. I mean, he was somehow fair. Okay, so a friend say
the NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir. The nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
Reality in here. And I some way former President Rollins can na a year in this for so odiagro. and some way and na Rollins can was him. Nay, and this force Rollins in Diagro. Your Mahama will never win, so continue. What is the meaning of your Mahama will not win? Whether Mahama will win or not, Massa, Yemi and Nuna, your tofu will say. Minu me your tofu will say, a good bufu the bro of you. Oh, crowd, brete me. Brasamuel appear gubi. Oh, brete me. Oh, so far me. Edi Jai Oke Kano. Niankasa. Jai Oke Kano Niankasa. Jai Oke Kano. Oh, brete me. Oh, rent ya say. What your light bill say? What your water bill say? What your Diana say? And I mean, we say MPP boy be there to Facebook. Ebusa say in the 100 Ghana cities a day. Ube you soon say now soon. Now the American or madam or the American radio so I'm the Baba Bumi. Tivinka. Here we have okay, and I do program now come the gym. Oh, Johnny, I'm caught. They are old tigers. The same new birds. Because Bonia Kufad word dino omo ferry. Omo pese nchiri mababa bete. Into omo change na National Patriotic Party. Nchiri maneba oh debi sa new Patriotic Party for the no mon kaye ho. They are running away. They are running away. You are running from your own name. They have been changing their names. That is their style. That is their character. But they never change who they are. And still, to date. Adia bia ya dear papa bia they did Messi Kwabena John Mahama Faso or you know one tiasie. The insults they gave to Atamios. Satan John Kumanum Nkodan Ketua. And today they talk about insults. And I ask myself, I'm Jimmy and Oma Bubadam. The insults, the kind of things Omukafa Atamios Akufo was on the stage. Eya Osra Atamios or the Yare, Atamios Yare, Esreno. Unia on in a call, one school. Utipa no ya woni ne botipa kama nkoda kranye na onwa mu eye and adia ya me time we ase ne say Akufo-Addo hunu so we ni pachen obi eya na ya me nwanwa say how hey wo dia dia ya oya your mama will not insult your wife but you are insulting Odina, making fun of her. What's Reno? So that is their trait. Wusu besi ho airport. Yebe. When you say Tamale airport. JM Akwaya Tamale Airport. Omu kamo biya tiasiya say Tamale Airport no JM and also first flight from Tamale straight to Saudi. Now more Mecca. Go and listen to what they said about it. Atamios ko see interchange wo your friend say your friend say Malam ana Atamios interchange now we see your friend was say Malam Johnson. Omo ka say interchange enya achievement. They said it. Oko Tamala almost fly over. Unim fly over no. dear Jomama and Ataman the Jomama City was Suhum dear no. You know, no more sinner and a swarm almost in touching. Look at that. Look at that. And to Rollins catch up say, don't mimic them, don't learn from them. And say what more socks, colors, no ben shabi. Jomama time. Now me catch them say, look, yeah, say Kwakuba couldn't mama fans. I don't mind Kwakuba is your friend, Sifaka is your friend, or whoever is your friend. Me, I don't mind. You know how I do my things. I don't care who is my friend, and I don't care who is not my friend. I deal with people as and when you come around me, I deal with you. I walk away. If it got to a point I can't deal with you anymore, hey, no, I still live my life. So whether who and this more wadam for no, no, and me but you see, it got to a point, and why? Dear, you need to have confidence. You need to have confidence. And go for a term to be demons power we are that. So sometimes people like when you don't say. So when you are sitting with these people, when you sit with them, when you are eating with them, at the end of the year about him, what do you think? When you sit with them to eat, to wine and dine, at the end of the year about him, don't you feel guilty? Maybe I feel guilty dealing with them. Because when I look at how almost damage, almost catch a man to say, you better do a temwa. And yes, they did it. They did exactly that. We will insult you to your death. They planned it and they executed it. Neat. Mahama crowd and I say, Wamukuno. Now, Upo be a man recommending this communicator. Now, Kwakuba could say, Fakai. And when the almost a fine gentleman, when the almost a hawks, look at this foolishness. Face them. Face them. That is the only language they understand. Face them. Because they never change. The same old weapons. The same old tactics. That they use at the dungeon. They just learned from the colonial masters. Criminals. How to loot a country, destroy a country. Only your masters. That is their nature. You don't joke with them. On this note, then go to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah.
Abo. When you come, when you come to Kakra, and when you come and when you Kakra, make us a pee. Damn better Macan there. Macan of Kakra, and we are Macan from Fancy. At long last, And thus, Ghana, your beloved country, is free forever. And yet again, I want to take the opportunity to thank the chiefs and people of this country, the youth, the farmers, the women, who have so nobly fought and won this battle. Also, I want to thank the valiant ex-servicemen who have so cooperated with me in this mighty task of freeing our country from foreign rule and imperialism. And as I pointed out at our party conference at Sorbonne, I made it quite clear that from now on today, we must change our attitudes, our minds. We must realize that from now on, we are no more a colonial, but a free and independent people. But also, as I pointed out, that also entails hard work. I am depending upon the millions of the country, the chiefs and people, to help me to reshape the destiny of this country. We are prepared to build it up and make it a nation that will be respected by every other nation in the world. We know we are going to have difficult beginnings, but again, I'm relying upon your support. I'm relying upon your hard work. Seeing you in these thousands, it doesn't matter how far my eye goes, I can see that you are here in your millions. And my last warning to you is that you also stand firm behind us so that we can prove to the world that when the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody. We are awakening. We shall no more go back to sleep anymore. Today, from now on, there is a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that, after all, the black man is capable of managing his own affairs. We are going to demonstrate to the world, to the other nations, young as we are, that we are prepared to lay our own foundation. As I said in the assembly just minutes ago, I made a point that we are going to see that we create our own African personality and identity. It's the only way in which we can show the world that we are ready for our own battle. But today, may I call upon you all that at this great day, let us all remember that nothing in the world can be done unless it has the support of God. We have done the battle, and we again rededicate ourselves not only in the struggle to emancipate other territories in Africa. Our independence is meaningless unless it is linked up with the total liberation of the African continent. Let us now, fellow Ghanaians, let us now ask for God's blessing. And for only 2 seconds, in your thousands and millions, I want to ask you to pause only for 1 minute and give thanks to Almighty God for having led us through obstacles, difficulties, imprisonment, hardship and suffering to have brought us to the end of our trouble today. 1 minute silence. Ghana is free forever. And here, I will ask the band to play the Ghana national anthem.
I promise on my honor to be faithful and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. I pledge myself to the service of Ghana with all my strength and with all my heart. I promise to hold in high esteem our heritage won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers, and I pledge myself in all things to uphold and defend the good name of Ghana, so help me God.
Yanum, yeah. Yanum, yeah. Asambe. Munya abeya. Munya abeya. Yetio, yemo, yebawadino. Amanyina rekwajayeno. Amanyina rekwajayeno. Yetu yena yebekobyo. Yesu amunyansa yebemubyo. Yanum abibiribe. Yeah. Yanum abibiribe. Yeah. Muyirumu. Yeah. Muyirumu. Yeah. Para. Enimkwase fata bibirimo. Yeah, unendinga marikwaya fremjo. Ebibirime.
All right, so young father say my cry from newsroom. Boss Yoda, thank you so much. My production crew and Kwame Kwache. First one they call him and so Korea the Pande people pop salad. Then we have Eugene Ban here. Madam Munina say affiliate stations Benya FM. A yet Cape Coast. Thank you. Sounds so na a yet Dagban FM. Ya Dalmasi and area. Matadi FM also ya Dalmasi and area. Yame Insra a Domo. Young Fanasia Emma Fabia FM one Kranza. Median Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah, the old soldier, the old lion, the last man standing. Commander Boham is here till 6 p.m. Sana Ebeya Jumano. Me pacho say, oh, be across the city, Boamuti and Kawokumase, Tamale, and then me hold on. Just stay put because we have a lot to do. And then area, you want Yama Bebraya, yeah, parliamentary correspondence and so, yeah, and also audience and Beba. But there are some, and now, me no dim Komobi, then. Another comma ereni and this immunization vaccines for a young quada that Ghana or mine to say Ghana. Matisa a blessed acquire German ambassador, right? Interview and also mama abai say China de a car ya didn't ever say ya. O mama abai way your friend say. And some for Bakumia Nubia so mudiso. I don't know what, but definitely a moshi. So I might say Ghana. Yawa Aquada Teche. They say a dry the warm, a protect warm. Ama wamutimi eye omunya hodene so sebeya akwada no menya yare bi wamfa mfiri soro na bae o omafa bibi emfiri a Ghana asa ebi ni ho asa safini finito. No. Asa. Enti, se wa nyina wo ho kakra bi a asamo na ya to. Then no ye din come also about enra ye to ne buo. Okay, so enra na ye adwuma no. Lady bi fry e ka se nani. Edura oto de so nani so no. Ne boya den ti wontimi ntobio nani no deteriorate oboafo bi frɛ se ohia ma me ne number Yet my number man. Enipa no Canada. Or Sunday my 600 Ghana and ra. So from Koto a drone being good and so. So we are not just here to make noise as you think. We are just impacting life, saving lives, serving the community, serving the people, serving the citizens. You know what? But my man, I video I send ye. Young Conco Tia as a
bra. My name is Banini. The Damate, why? Yamishram, Papa. Shiramu Jumane trade uniform war in my name is Banini Yamishram. Yamuya Mayen, a Kayakuma. Yamishram, Ishram, India Quamam. Hello, this is so. We pray, we will eye problem. We draw me from. First, let me talk about one. The I go to airport against. And I wait to first let me turn 3 city. The I go 500, 50. With me, so we cook bread. I can't get it show. Then I mean, Yamishra the pan out any Yamishra. Wait a minute, let me turn 30 city. The I 100 city. 100 city. Then I wait to 2 years. The I know 2 years, 50 city. With me, so Yamishra the pan out and Yamishra. Bobie Ansah Yamishra money in our Yamishra, make you find my boy. Pachi and Pachi Yamishra, Yamishra.
So, me senior producer, I was say, Kwame.
Commander.
What happened? Nipano onen kasai.
Yes, Oshe a draw interviewer. Before then, Kana Nyama now would be to guard the way and do bo. I didn't price are now torn. See, Osha now Omutumwa, Untimin to not the Nino, Forman and Air Quadna, Sebe, not Edin Yano. So there's this woman, our Canada, your friend Jennifer, Utie and Ra show Nana Air Kosovo. And quickly, our support me chase, or say, on more woman. So the ono so betimi aye nife mu dia obetimi aye e dia ba woman say obema na 600 Ghana and me tisa no manage pa the woman na ma no so ema omo exchange ye truly na me adom osani sika no then na ye for day sika na ma woman na ye born video ntisi ya ti me no ka say woman ni age pa we share Jennifer Canada.
So which means now between out to turn yes, that's fine. That's okay. Thank you so much. Live on Accra 100.5. Okay, so back when Benjamin said the vaccines in shortage are rotavirus vaccine, which protects them from diarrhea, and pneumococcal vaccine, which protects them from pneumococcal meningitis. The polio vaccine for protection against polio disease. Okay, Bakwe Maya, Muni Bakwen, oh, check, Bosura, check it, Bakwen Benjamin. I think so on a pharmacy or maybe a health facility being a year, Juma, because the kind of information he is giving us now, a mode so you not check it. Then you didn't come also about a national health insurance scheme. And now I'm a pawn run, not less than 5 people and a friend and say almost aqua various hospitals with their NHIS National Insurance what scheme as a credit authority is an authority, right? Okay, so almost say and yet just almost baby bebria ye ma nyusu eye card and they don't have money too. That is the system. You wake up, you don't have light. You wake up, you don't have water. You wake up, more musika da bank yibi. Then at the end of the day, card they call IRSabia is not working. So you can imagine the way a system is here. Okay, so Juma with a private health facility association. You know, Juma and area. Then maybe you better say a man for complaining. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. A man for Omumpomudi editorate. I've been said them who on the quiet. A man for who on the quiet. And we need to talk about it. We need to discuss it as a country. A man for Sademu who. And Obia and Kawasem. Omo Monyask. And I know can for Yare. No, America. Over America buyer. But you them say interview no. Over America buyer. So I'm American because I know Yare. Could him say I have some facilities, Papa B. Hosada. Just listen to this foolishness. Foolish talk. Absolutely foolish talk. You never say this kind of things. In two cases, John Mahama minister pa ne council we okroma and Kabati Christian Council a statement. Obati a friend say apostolic council. Obati just say how say me kwa America buy no and I'm who say health facilities papa bu baby. So why don't you help the system? Ni yenye bi wo ha. Ni aso yenya yarasa papa. Okay, so me Uncle Frank Toblu Richard on General Secretary National Private Health Facility Association. Many Uncle Frank including Komo Chairman Akwaba.
Mejusu.
Afisia Paso Afi and Kasai.
There.
Bibi Aboko there.
Yehuad.
Yeda who say. Na a free by young father say Wednesday no na me exercise kakra on ye empumdin hu dwumadie. Don say no na politics na ye identity entan kan ye no. Na me touch on it no nipa bebre na ereche me NHIS card kwa yenhwe me ye de me ka yenhwe me we say then they say yes I ba more subscribers no go back na ye no mu bedim komo what is happening Uncle Frank ere na ekoso
we are the providers they just subscribers
providers
we are the providers. Okay. You, as someone said, there has been a series of issues concerning the National Health Insurance Scheme. First and foremost, with the health insurance card, Eco Hospital, before a month or two ago, Uber said, Ukwa, hospital celebrity what you call top up. Top up because
budget they top up. Okay, top up no there.
In which case I would have insurance card called any hospital. A drawdown of the price of it lower as far as health insurance is concerned. But who can open market that a drone be a overton by 25 cities. But on the health insurance, 50 and the difference of 10 cities now. Yes, who health insurance card, you have to pay that one to the hospital. And only that a drone amount. That was what the situation has been.
I didn't know Abasa.
There is no way we can sustain our facility because Saudi Adonima 15 and our open market to buy the same thing at 25. Obey the answer. What do you mean? I feel just.
Yeah, me follow.
And somebody must pay the difference so that we can also buy.
Saudi.
In hospitals, we don't manufacture drugs.
Yeah.
We don't manufacture candles.
Yeah.
We don't manufacture gold. We don't manufacture any medical consumable. Yes, we give free pharmaceutical company before we can use it on our patients.
Yeah.
And it's a new work through in the open market. And I have insurance price here. And we have to find a way to take the difference from the people who come to our facility.
Now, sir, a government and someone through national health insurance scheme. No. So I didn't know how bad no encore na echo nipa na obepa yare no eso.
You, as somebody said, health insurance under the health insurance act 852, and which says the Ukra health insurance card are what they call any hospital. And then Mrakwen Pierce said, bet you SKBR, the hospital. And it is also mandatory that the health insurance would have to pay the providers for the services they render. Okay, you see how you render services. Yes, you can soon and back. And again, I had my patients in Suno. You were informed as far as health insurance is concerned. But who call open market to buy that a trainer so expensive and the end. And
so,
I'm making a mobile. Every hospital is mandated by law to have your training essential drugs. That essential drugs, and which says it is also possible to say, Obiba will hospital unconscious, Yediniba unconscious. It is important for you to resuscitate such a patient. Where are the drugs if you don't have the money to procure them? What they are saying. So that is one of the major challenges
I see.
We have at our facility.
And me pacho, for how long ni ena moment mean to Yamoka?
They owe not less than 7 months.
But pacho says you me lose track.
They say not less than 7 months.
7 months.
7 months.
Ooh. Oh, Ebasa, Kwabena mode faso, Sebeya, yeso, yea, ye be Jayarashan, you benya Ahoharakakra.
You know, we have been using every main set. We should give you the medical service. But I remember from assembly person say, Unim an institution are your friend in need. Unim an institution are your friend in GRA.
PRA. GRA, Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA.
Yeah. Ghana Revenue Authority institutions are almost National Health Insurance levy. That's the kind of almost they're supposed to transmit that money to Ministry of Finance or Consolidated Fund.
Yeah.
And Nigeria name perfect that's the kind of it's not going to where it's supposed to go. But anytime we are unable to pay PAYE to them, then they come with penalties. They come with a lot of issues.
I see.
Sometimes they come to your facility and threaten to take you to court.
Ooh.
You see, I mean, what I say, your members, they are being prosecuted at the various courts across the country by Ghana Revenue Authority. Now, SNIC is supposed to receive 2.5%.
Yeah.
And transmit it to National Health Insurance Authority. You see, America said they are in arrears to National Health Insurance Authority.
Yes, SNIT.
SNIT is in arrears to National Health Insurance Authority.
Oh, but sir.
Never. Mami,
you be so, Mate.
And SNIT That's Ghana Senate, Senate is supposed to give that money to NHI. NHI is the best try a car. What you say? Good. That's the kind of Senate is not meeting its debt obligation to NHI. But when we are also not able to pay our Smith contribution, they take us to court. So, as you might make
Matthias,
doesn't make sense.
Me, baby,
Why would you try a can? You are not meeting your debt obligation. I say, when we are also not able to meet our debt obligations, you are taking us to court. And interesting.
And it's that direct 2.5 no homogeneous. I say omodema and it's kind of fine.
I don't know where they are taking it to. But the rule and the law is that they're supposed to give that money to NHI. Only.
And more concrete evidence omuntimi and service woman so the ano to NHI.
If you like, I will meet you personally and hand over those documentations to you.
I see.
I will hand over physical documents to you.
Whoa. This is terrible.
Parliamentary Select Committee. I invite you all. I invite you all. Almost Controller and Accountant General is not giving them the money on time. And now almost they were unable to pay. And our controller also said, GRA is not giving them money. So our providers are supposed to suffer the consequences. And the idea of the providers, is very terrible.
This is sad and funny, eh?
Very sad.
And again, funny, because so Parliament, Assembly no Makafa, what are they doing?
They have instructed Smith to stop all legal action against us on the federal level. But they insist and continue to do what they are doing at the blind side of Parliamentary Select Committee on Health.
Frank, after show, me fro na menu adi nkomobi.
Mache.
Me that's it. I cry from that. Citizen show that's it. All right, so that's it. Just say asem no so chain. So chain said ye si hunu no. So mo muntimi modemo National Health Insurance Authority card, NHI card, echo providers, so then you need to pay more. You need to pay more. Omuntimi nyem function no. So that 2.5 no. Why? Oh. Yeah. So we are Kufuor supporter kra. We dey fa wadwene ni free anwemu kakra na wo ho na yenim komo ade we no affect obia o we should ask Kano for Riata say sika no 2.5 no e fa yenfa sika no we e kwa yenfa e fa na sika no ko why na sika no ko di nsem sika no kwa yenfa why na first sika no in Robuayading, and they are telling us, say, in Robuayading. In Robuayading, and it's a Robuayading. Na me ma a service. I will pay me. You don't pay me. And your mama submit me and fulfill my tax obligations. Ni ababa fa me court ni akodimasem ni abomika. In this out we got 2.5 no. Ade bia beto bia no say VAT 2.5 no. Ade direct when you say afeni ekoye fro bi botom na mai direct so sika no way and ade atie say ye to ade wo kroma every day amount for to VAT from all angles sika no wa hefa when you tell them that they are thieves they are criminals you have criminals Akufo-Addo and his people and his family Omoti Jubilee House they are criminals Wait, and you're Boniface, and you're Beya, and yeah. How can you do this? Tiwamo Mokofendo, ne boarding. Mamini Ora Joe Fifi Amwa, Executive Secretary, Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association. Many Uncle Joe and Kudin Komo. Uncle Joe, my high.
Yeah.
We cried the mechano of Ayamwa. Of Ayamwa, they be with Kruma Santiman Pontier, and Nayane. Pacho Boko there.
Yeah, Boko.
Yeah, there, Radia say. Offer your dim commo, Ketua be. Kobo with Michelle Sebea and the family and Senny. And Raya Twaso about Inra Nimbo Ayading. Then Uns and Crofon come money in the United States and Crofo woo quietly with them. Because Omuntimin Ton Bruno. Mona Moko friend Roni Biba. Mona Mutuna at boom. Near Persia Busa Moso over what is going on in the system? I'm out for complaining about in road was and a boy ding. Edia Nekoso.
When the matter was any Aquina or Dama, many pharmaceutical importers and wholesalers. And you know, measure say no credit. Say in road war a pigeon mukakra. I think I fear besting. Na some measures medical can say or may muno obi aya we say ye kran rondo do na be o hanin kichemu eduoson kunini man ebo mine but local production is a little above 20%.
Not just a local production in new 30% crap.
It doesn't only 30%.
Only 30. Okay, all right, offer to us.
And you know what kind of about 2 years ago, 2021, buying I didn't say or very reverse benchmark discounting and I enjoy on medicines, you know. There's really issues. In fact, you issues the statement say, or a buyer they affected prices. I'm paying 50%, I buy so at the end 30%. And I'll catch it say by the end of November last year, no. You're raising the cry now. We are no more going to enjoy that 50% that benchmark discount. You know, yeah, so. And time you do, you know, I make I say there is no benchmark discount on imported medicines. And near Baku, you know, so no second one mechanism. This year, but I did that in Roni Biso. This year, I was a VAT has been increased by another 2.5%. And policy rates as a loan or banker bank rate, you know, affects them now and can see a trade then number 35 depending on the bank, the institution on model. And also this year, you're raising. You know, can say, wouldn't say your interest, your friends say, your foreign exchange. PD against the dollar. I have the hormone. I say dropping a page. I said, you're unable to even plan for a period of 10 months because you don't know what is going to happen in the next week or in the next month. You are also aware, so utility charges this year. If you catch say what the rate by over 20%, by I don't know, but when increasing it by more than 50%.
By 30%, and then so yeah, I think 18 or 20 something percent.
18 or 20 something percent.
Yeah. So
when you combine all these factors, which inform or which affect the prices of medicines, and then how much prices, you know, na no kura wo mu say right cost no kura no ya absorb bi say no compare how prices of even food items rate akoso now the to say the rate at which medicine akoso now betumi we say minimal because we are sensitive to the plight of the ordinary Ghanaians, and we know that if we decide to push over the cost on the consumer, final consumer, it's going to be too burdensome. So yeah, absorbing cost in the the cost component of the items when you go craft and some also craving $100,000 worth of item. Before I never do warehouse and answer would be shop no not cost build up now. We are just trying to manage our costs just to break even so that we don't go off the market. And because we operate in the essential sector, we are aware that our services are very crucial. Until we try to manage some of these things.
But say we have situations. One mention about benchmark discount, VAT 2.5% increment, policy rate at the bank, various banks, forex exchange, utility charges, and all that. So what the Kamiati say, ye local production even 30% impo. Inti abani ya we, mosumo ya we. Momu die ya mukofa bay ene beso yasne. Money abani dim komo. Hawa mosum betumi afa so aboya ama mobrofo yo mo wa santima mpone ofen so chirimfa so amowi kokote kobin omatimi atonro ni bi wone I mean lower prices are obi a beton money abani dim komo.
That's it. Also, I can say, day in, day out, we try to engage, government agencies, buying on some of the policies or changes on Monday by. Benchmark, we told them that it is going to affect the final consumer. So, I'll show you, I said, it is also going to affect me. You see, some of these things, we in fact, VAT, 2.5. We issue statements. We are able to give them the signal that what you are going to do because the service we render is essential. Sabi we did women from our mission. But I'm sure they are
easy.
Intino, obey our intino, and can draw dear, and can almost my preferential treatment, because when you draw no man. You can't survive. It's when we sometimes it doesn't yield fruit. It doesn't.
Mama the opportunity to sit down with them and answer mama opportunity, then they give you some promise and walk away.
So sometimes, like the benchmark, it was already in existence. So when they wanted to reverse it, we were engaged, I think, a number of times. On each occasion, we told them, we made a case that it is going to affect the final consumer. You see, that is how far we can go, because on the policy implementer, they are not being implemented. Until we meet them, we have, I can tell, we met at the finance ministry. We engaged with finance ministry. I think twice or so I was there. We went to DRA on a number of times together with even Guta. We issued statements that it is going to affect the final consumer. It's about I did last year, and no one uncle. But yes, this year, condition the best sector.
Yeah.
Still, in fact, most of our members are folding up. There are some medicines, no go ahead into or crabba.
I see.
Yes.
I see. But local for now, I don't think no one to produce beyond 30%.
You see, production also has its own, and I cannot speak for them. But the little I know is that it is not easy to produce in Ghana. It is not easy to produce in Ghana. And enduro of pharmaceutical is very complex. You cannot just set up anywhere and say that I'm producing a certain drug.
Mm-hmm.
There are some classes of drugs that you cannot produce in Ghana because we don't have
here standard.
Yeah, we don't have what it takes, and what the technology and all that is not available. So there are some classes of medicines we cannot produce in Ghana. You understand? In Ghana, we cannot say that even if we had a very booming pharmaceutical industry, in Ghana, you cannot produce all. Even if you go to UK, and you can do some it will make sense to go and produce elsewhere to come and sell. So that's how the sector is. But in Ghana, we don't have the know-how to produce certain classes of medicines, and so it is very necessary to import.
But okay, so Mame Busao, some issues about immunization vaccines, munim huasem, and I am from Mufichre Kura.
If I try to
more and from feature.
Vaccines, they are not a special contractor. I buy any companies, or pharmaceutical companies, because you cannot buy a vaccine and sell in your shop. Yeah. So vaccines, they are in a separate transaction.
Okay. But say no. Yamfan said Niama Numia Modia Mayeno until say I buy by young Wajumano, which means a no Nebuano Kwan a Becosro.
As importers of pharmaceutical and as businessmen and as Ghanaians, and foreigners, because we have some foreigners also being part of the association, what we can do is to control our costs. What we can do is to break even, but we cannot operate at a loss. So, as the conditions that I've mentioned or that exist in the market environment change favorably, probably we'll see a change in our prices. But if it continues to go up, we may have to adjust our prices upwards.
Chairman, citizen show that's it. I cry from that's it. And you better. Okay, so Joe Fifi Yamwa, Executive Secretary, Pharmaceutical Importers and Wholesalers Association, and Madame Fubia send me message. Be now I send wow, so they are talking about a year benchmark reversal, VAT 2.5% addition, policy rate. Forex exchange, dollar, sidina, asai, ajrega, apacha, amacha, utility charges. Yanona meshasia na meka huasemwa na montiasia no. Almost say Francis Esiam resign. Francis Esiam dia war Francis Esiam keso okoje. Francis Esiam keso okoje. Francis Esiam resign. Me no pare na mete. Na Francis Esiam ono kura onko office o. Ahoden kura woni bi. Oh, Francis, Francis, I want to be 19 free. I cry for one good junction. So, Francis, there's 7 and 1. Da. Oh, no, carry a squad, no. Way back. Way back. If we are not, you may have save, sir. Okay, all right. So, Jumayano. Yenya bia ono so abin wo health delivery health service no emu pese oni edi nkomo keto bi. Okay, chairman Akwaba.
Yeah, mo na mo commander.
Okay, now also pese oboa ye niam ba ku mienu bi tew yanko.
Yeah. But me community health no. Ye na sa vaccines no ye won kra no. Every month bia no my mothers no ba we nya. Yene more and man vaccines. Vaccines and do a wire the saw money, do a horse wire one family. For the past 3 months in the vaccines in go wire in ethics. Bako a rotavirus and a bone cranial bind through the area. And a polio vaccine and so bone cranial bind free polio disease that is in the boo. And pneumococa and no by a told deny for any PCV. And also bone cranial bind free in pneumococa meningitis.
Okay.
And your woman A, and so bon crano by free, CSM, cerebrospinal meningitis.
Okay.
But for the past 3 months in honorable, you not ever since we've been to mothers in a bar, the Bayane say you be too much next month. Consistently for 3 months.
Meba bosume miensa straight.
Your facility, your bosume miensa straight near for consistently. And none of more call workshop polio vaccine. No, more call workshop or more the malaria vaccine so vaccine. Or more ban or more the polio vaccine. No, Makuma 4. No, more the brave. Makuma 4 no so ye way in back one. So for no crowns.
Makuma 4 say to me.
And Makuma 4 no say obey ye in my technically a friend 4 valves. Until no 4 valves no. And you into 4 bars and technically a fan crab bear 10. Into a 10 of the fan crab, Makuma for the fan crab 40.
Na asa.
Nasa. And in the weighing session, so weighing session back personal. Yet me to bear 3. Our facility in a month of your way. Bear 5.
I see.
So imagine that this 4 valves and baby and so polio vaccine. Who complaining almost say business system be bar on the me and
Baba me say I buy any sika na say akoka Ukraine. And I say Russia na ya nhwe kwa ya befa so pass so jafo akofa which is which
but
when in processes are almost fast so like processes are buying go through and sign with me Accra the aba say omo dey contract na ma omo no omo nti omo car na say what is it
yeah you be son from a source as omo car ni fiscal in you. As more can in you, or the back from my own regional disease control officer, as someone look at there on
Sikanasa. Scanasi,
Sano Moka.
A car befie.
Nay, the honorable. And Kurana na dear Yasone say, Mother's Nina drew 18 months. On far Kuranema, not Ankuranakam. A bata, Yarian and Ebetia to see Ghana. You are more consistent. The only thing about ban is a pandemic of those diseases. It's very serious. Oba system, no matter the Yanison say, oh my God, you won't mean you are non kata. Because kata ya victimization. Yeah, because me a meme facility, I will say, or mobile compound tobacco. One of the guys will be cocaine and catch a compound and you may phone course or Munko Yajumam could ask a phone. You postuna for as a source of punishment, Eddie man. Adaya will be an anopocasai. The problem here for more system, no commander.
Okay, Minia, that's it. Mr.
Medasi.
Malaika nakupenda malaika malaika
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are Listen. Munjie, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
Yadim komo papa. And yadim komo my opinion. And I think sir you be for man for adventure tell 0302208090 and yadim komo ni bia yan say also opinion. Baby atimenka across the country. Mesra mo ya moma eye tamalefo emfrebi. Ya no mo complain. Na mo mo lines ma wo mo. Omo mo tamale ni ad mo lines ma wo. Hello.
Yeah, Commander.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Commander, wouldn't you put me as a
Pacha Yanko.
No, Commander, I'm going to do my power for Momandana. I'm going to you. Where you are, now also Momandana, now kind of today, when I was somewhere in Akunya, Commander, we said interview are we at the channel, Meuraho, saying, Meuraho, say, mpenifo anase nkrofo yoma mo busa mo pese mo so mo ban na omo institution bi mu na how bi koso no mu no mo ka no mu ti mi transfer obi no mu di na kwenkurase enti omo pese de bia ti mamufo anase workers no omu di boni omu hu no kura no mo nka na oh because we can say that we say abrante kama no mu say na omo ko oman no bra omu bo omanu yenti mamfo ye yare hospital no mu try kakra no mu nyomba bia enkoso na ye kana mu mpelifo e say mo fa na mu do bo omanu bra na mu de bo yenti mamfo ye yare hospital no obi ba na oba hu na oka na mu transfer no se mo transfer na for kurati bia na mu di na so bia se ona nkata na ku mo mu no we kai tu ba no da ko but sa na be de no my Ghana push na ye for my Ghana koso because you now happy under o mapene because under Okuba say ya na have to oh yeah then na adie nkosu ye na obi ba ponte no ka ni transfer ye na kwa
okay
so this is the assembly e say mu be educate asem e ma say bi ba ponte o ba ka bi am transfer no no kwaso ye e ti say ye hu no kure say ama ye nka na e ti ye tire pa ni ko say bi mu hu no kure na mo ka o mu ndi so no mu fanye aduma na o mu ye aduma e di ba go man kasa mu na di abo man Ghana and that say open that
Mr. Meda say my man ko pick another caller on the line.
Hello, Bobie.
How's ya, Yanko? What's it?
I hear that. Oh, my, not here to say. And you know, Jezebel with us all the time. If anything, the Mensa. Who now, Blanca. About time to say,
when, why?
Huh?
Why, huh?
Jezebel. Mame no. Jemensa. Anya bro na ya na minim se sebi. Say no ba bia process oba bia na muwo. E na mame no so de wo ne madia. A ye nim se oba bia wo ka process ni mu a. O ti se bibi ka obi ba abadaye bi da uyem a ehyew. Uyem hyew. Mame no sa de ni bi ni no ho. Enu nti ene abatan to say omo mako school. Barely 1 month ni. Omo asa be ti omo ba betena for 2 months and say no matter go back to school. And yen asem hia say ni e be ya e benye sika. Na edi me I find school to no dormitory. Na nkola na nya baby atena no. Enu ha no o. Ni obesisa. Adi abo oman no kro no di abo oman na bro. Oman no tom sesia afra. Mami de belu. Enya na asem ene yesoda yesu say Ukraine any Russia war nti and Ghana ya butchiri ye. Also the same and I'm to and I'm to say Ghana also so ebe shit and to say Ghana na shit rekwa and I'm in baby on be and now one finance minister for say who ya reba no obeka tren say one kwa American ko nim say there are good health facilities in this world and to win baby a sita omo be jana kwa kwa omo huja na mom gen a omo adina ye nkwala say omo be omo right as Ghanaians with their birth certificate no yellow yehunya but inshallah Ghana will not bend. Ghana will live to give glory to its creator inshallah. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama everybody the year
Alhamdulillah. Young of another call on the line. Hello.
Honorable Bobie.
Yes, sir.
The champion for Kenny Adam sir, me flee Ashama. Bobie, you better to go Yankopon ase. Yankopon a boss ro boss ase. On na we tumi nyina. On na wakase say ya na eyaduma. Na me de mami je mensa ne president Akufo omu ye ne kra de me de me hunu se dogo bi kura nu abe. Opanyi yeti krom ha ana nanado ene mami je mensa mo se yakoto aba ya Ghana ya ID card de yakoto aba. Yakoto aba ni wie ye no. Afi mo se ya Ghana card ya nya de ben na masa ya Ghana card ni ya wie. Afi mi nua me kan kura tro ne se president Akufo ado woni mami je mensa mo pa Umaka sign before Nakasa Kasamu Yakati or Ghana, and Yaswaba, Nanado Belusu. President Akufo, Massa, a commodity and Crofo, Gruma, and Massa, and Yakomaka Joe. And Yakomaka Ketuan and Crofo, Grumha. Mammy Jamin say, Utia, Jemmy, Lame Catro said, 2024. Me, champion of Adam, mechanical crash now. You're joking, no. That done through one man on the say, yes. Yani Massa Yabuaya, we have a boy who 2024 by a boy. Massa Yantas Akako, Yabuaya who you have pursued. I don't know the ID card and the Ghana card is like a German person. The camera ID card is Gano, the Canadian scanner of the Koyan, and say free. It's kind of move, scanning and free. What people take Ghana class at business will yet kind of find your business. And then give an apostle. Now the empower how be on my move. Yes, so empower how be are. Said the old man running to Prasamus or Soleil. It's less than our Saturday. I got crack when you're 77 years. I can be 2 Nana Moko, 2 Ghana Popo. I can be Patrano. Who's to be fast as someone say. After the old day, some stuff I never had Ghana for. But I'm 1 year study. More fast as someone is Ghana for Plan. I'm going to yeah, you betcha. Okay, I'm going to do Ghana. Only 2024, you betcha. Only I'm in your mouth. Bye.
Only your maintenance. I break a pension. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Pacha. First of all, Atadeka, okay, all right. Yanko.
Asa, kasa nchibi ana at the first way. Waka sa some de bano bahad kana tres. Wa foi kanta ande da sai mu lokaci so sai ya yake uko udogono sun su an da ba ta sai mu no angwa mu kwa to sa mata eye da ko ne angwa mu akwai wutu ya angwa mu ko su akomposi tu da mu ubi sa ma mu dan da ne baba ubi sa mu fa mu ka fa sai
okay
ya ko ne wutu mata angwa mu ya akwai wutu onu ya mu angwa mu ko su ko polisi mu digara ko angwa mu uzi ama ya wufi kuma ne na wo foso abosu na adogo no You make a social. There was on. I can't have a meeting. The crisis could get me. I look out of my hopes here. Eh?
Yes, me that say, my man, come for another call on the line. Quick one, hello. Hello.
Hello, Bobie.
Pacho,
Afternoon.
Afternoon.
Bobie, we are working there.
Nyame adum, nyame kai honamo.
Nyame na adum we are working. Yeah, me the Richard me more tamahabo. Coastal.
Okay, Richard.
Na Bobie, the way I'm your man corner in your cra. Bobie, don't you say last year and a salmon box 30 kilos, no, and a ton 4.5. Bobby over here, they say right now, 9.250.
Oh, are they?
Mean that down.
Richard, ewo,
Tama fishing harbor.
Salmon
20 kilos, no, and I 2.5. Right now, 6.490.
Just last year.
Men that down, Bobby, in the question I make a channel. Opa, messengers and no pictures, messengers and no prices. I could go back. Layer ties. Layer ties right now. Layer ties 3.2. Last year, 1.8.
A box no.
Box no.
There 1.8.
No 1.8.
See, I say
3.2. I could go back na 70 Ghana. Is a 2.150.
Now gizzard no you need.
We gizzard 3.450.
Last year na say.
Last year na 2.1. Bobby ezo.
E dey ma sem na esi sa no.
Me na da. Wo de aya small reporters na here. Wo de omun cocoa stores to coast stores. Wo de coast stores de wo kwa wo bi prices are on my church now. Wo de omun cocoa stores to coast stores. Be hu na e ko so. Betumi aka choro se wunim se betumi abejuma wo betina wo the whole day. Yanto ade.
Obi ama
na wa na eba na sika na ewen.
Okay. Me da say minua. Mama go for another caller. Quick one. Hello.
Bobby, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Bobby, Mr. Lincoln, a question.
Pacho, yanko.
Bobby, Namisha, fine. Namisha, Juma Wuye. Mamisha, Nipa back of it. And this is Miracle, your president, Joe Ewashama. Bobby, only they are buying Aqua Copa, Preconam of America. Say, you have Fambra Hanagana for Omunam. Say, international business. Among fan company. The local pig farmers across the country, to keep them by surprise. And the President Akufo-Addo may not buy the Tabaumia. There be a almost yet or Mudi or mine no more. Near my best in Ghana and Mudi Bregana for. Yeah, America for Preco Amudia to big warehouses now want to make in our front. The same cost is Bregana for. That is the best this government can offer the good people of this country. And the Ghana for Muko Guaso Samoko Prequa, Mushan Namuni. A dinner than it red, a dinner than it blue, near other color.
Yes, say no. And Momo Boda say, Yenya a epoch no we are now say, Asamba Crampuni.
Yeah, now it doesn't come to your attention. Find out. Last minute. And I'm waiting for me to do that.
Say,
I'm buying your collection. Somebody, the idea they approved it already.
Say.
Somebody, what? Preconam, every America, Bagana. What did you show me?
Now that I had the assay.
I said that is the information.
There be no assay, na.
Yeah, that is information. I'm say who call marketer. Ebi mo dani color, blue ni other color.
Hey.
To me, Ghanaians are listening, and I know some of your correspondents go to the market to check.
My market woman the crab from CC as a yampa because sa a pig feet ya okay. Ubu bom na what the adwene the akon no kakra na amane na ma tomatoes no ekwo ho na the tea tomatoes kakra na nkruma kakra so edem onsa asankwa ni bi da ho
Enya no na ebe no na no on that.
Onsa asankwa ni bi da
Na de wa kata ya mi ken wa kata really got it wa kata sorry that.
There be me
Bobie. Ya mi shra why.
That's it. I go for that call on the line. Hello.
Bobie.
Yes, sir.
Bobie, yes, I win and our Ghana.
Where you talk? Where you talk?
That's you. Yes, I win and me.
May say, wabo di, wabo, upra jare, upra so
Bobie.
Offer.
Yes, I win and me. Oh, Ghana, I you fear the import nani eba Ghana ha enya enya fanwe no go kwasa kwa dey from the limba Ghana no go Ghana maybe dey sound yen centroni a wu hie wie say abana kwasa content bi dey fa ko mra Ghana dey Bobie ga on tie you oh yen kan no crunch dey o man Ghana ni bi na ya dia enye ya eyi man ya enso esemayen enye tu ya ye penti ye beka nsemu enim ebi agba no so ye di abata ye hu adefa kwa se yen ka adefa no ye hu be ka bone ne nko a Bobie amamuo ye ntoaso ampi beba
Offer the kasantwi odo to be the twida ho sa
asem ne penda me kan Bobie
you offer
do say everybody every year adefa be ba kokko poda aya na wo wa ya ji sa wo o no bone ne kwa adeka Bobie me dey be say me try my ally apa you say ana na didn't kunim our MP time is new na maybe I don't know because ally this is a minister dia wo mo say ana abo no mo dey na and can say me ndia Mr. Lincoln ba no mo to ayam pia you
na say no offer ba obi agro for nam say Alan ne koton cash for seat no o na koyen sa ade no
Bobie ka cash for seat no e ba ye ti ehwemu ye ti obi di so obi na ai bia na e ti bia sa anko ni na ba na san
well na
Bobie contest na ye ko no e je akwe na so we di na na bi ko e ko contest wo munya sa wani no ni wonya tata de nya wani no mo bi ko kan se mo o mu ye ti se yen kan se mo dia o bia wa se mo betu aka but we internal point and I say internal context and ye ko so bia kana se about the benefit because people know Allah assume every part as for my Ghana but the day in ye is speaking to I do not so what much the man then they say the last the demonstration me say we grassroots me now say o what you now you be me now so the bia be so na say ko ti no ma tu ka ti bia won na ade part na boss no won no de ba me na ba me aba bia no ti adake enti we delegate a bi mienu
Mati offer
me na mo akode me ni ada ho inu ka say ya go be mo be ni o the flow oh Facebook be 2 days ago me call me me yale aba ko se no na me say monitor on Facebook na me tire ma age no we can go tire na aba wo ba ko se da be be say what no ejuma e ko afanya aba ni ye ho o de montran ana no mu ko mu hwia ben ka sam ko se ye papa ko so be bi ni
Mati over me fam me last call adam de we hello
champion Bobie
yes sir Pacho Yanko
Commander Boham no size Commander ya frame abaya mi kata free achama zenu
okay abayenko
yo me dase Bobie mo de mo start ye incentro adwuma ye no acheye pa me de mi start follow abrawo Asempa FM adwuma dia udi sum Asempa ne Asempa FM agina ho a eno mu refiu no ya me bedi wa Asemama na wo hwe kwan a na nado danko akufado abra no wo opposition wabu nsam su bebre onu ankasa ni mum
Atemudidia Odidi former president, the late president Mills. When you need baby call. Ne. Omudi atemudidia na koswa John Dramani Mahama Tami. Ghana for tie omuntro ni akofisem ana na ye ditumi amomu. Na Bobie, who share promises papa ya promise ya. Yeah. Oh, me akata abaya mi wa make me the mindset mi go say back kura ni wa papa ya disu. Aya MPP for the PSHT ho mu. Bobie, this ebia u ba nko bi. Ana se bebia u ton wade no ohwa na uda, ohwa na ututu usi, ohwa na udwale. Bobie, me ba pani awie here seta wanya school ni bi wo history reading. Bobie, temi travel list enyema transporters na wo so na. Bobie one kata for me this anu wa oyembeti. Temi ya calculation is close to 5,000. Bobie, yeti Monday ya ankola imbre school. Awufu ya confess kawe. Akonya ankola ni betina sukura anu. Omusi ye ba yen kita 400 Ghana na yembeto. Enye sa ankola ni ba omunya bebi ntina. Iti Bobie aban we die ye ka a party or the contemporary some adada sembe we are Ghana politics and Ghana for near regime politician more MPP aban starting work 4 times and no mudi petro ye galo mu kon semwa konfisemwa and Ghana for tie na yedi to me mom and papa ye otisu obekaya ye former secretary I know ye chama okay somebody say akrofo du so akwa yi krofu penyi ya ntinasi enne ye hu krofu penyi a odi o man su sia nti ye betre Ghanafo aban NDP aban enche omo besa ti so omo din because omo hu so omo di Ghanafo yamo we mu ma ye din da o na 2024 ma mi yo ye fani je mentai wa ye na di bia se obebua MPP aban mo break 8 no Ghanafo mu ma ye solid dina o tin na boy abosu mu na yani nkofo fisu 2024 na minimum say it's allowed Ghana for better the John Dramani Mahama ba oni nya menyejuma.
All right, me that say live on 100.5 Citizen Show. So mamenye say adwuma we yemra ba na ye de dia kana baba beta so na enem komo no you know Fridays how we do it you understand be away bus Mijo.
Give us 3 capsules. A memory. Manum dia ye bememu. Kani metutu ya na minkuma bo asese de. Betu esa kum mania G. Give us 3 capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us 4 capsules so well. E man meme nyina akoko ya bi. Sisia de amamanya yem timotete wo mo no. Ye dru no no. Manum bi amama de me ho. Give us 4 capsules. Mrs. Moye ding. Give us 4 capsules. I give it to you, baby. You give it to me. Oh yeah. Hey. Give us no. A man need your babusiamu papa. Na bema ka give us P capsules. And need give us 4 capsules bomunum dia. Na any jenny amodeno. Give us P capsules. And men are what if you do what you do and effort. Give us 4 capsules. A pen for a batter one more menu for an inquadawin if you do your nunca. And what was to be a motophone. Give us Herbal Center, Teshi Mobile, and a Teshi Adrian. Phone numbers 0543 222 470 and 050 68
MD Ashusha Sa Ejedian Krasaimu Adjatu Mr. Eye.
Asempebia ba. Upesika akostati ejumabi. Oya bosia atre odwadiemu. Oya government and a private worker onya sika de ate hot biso. Oya bosumi ejuma onya scan tempa biso. Eni na quick credit be ma obosia mo twia ne kakra. Eye collateral free loan na susu savings account opening deposit BRNim de hiane se oya Ghanaian na wo Ghana card. Se wanye ejuma afi we mu de kodia na wo na wo pe o excuse BRNim. For quick credit, it was 0302 200 390 and now 0596 920 833. Number for Biara Frewa and your quick credit. Shannon so say quick credit and malone our internet is so. Into Shanna Obiara and down. Bank of Ghana, I'm Momu Dedi Huquine, na Kaisen and she shared down.
Quick credit. Lending made simple.
Say, only Pebia can crow any bar, I am agency see so. Now so a compasses seeing who cottage and ye na sempa and a diabon. And then tea and a make up for Tabia herbal capsules at the amount. Say yes, see ya dear pa and I Julie Pediana Bossodia. But what yana no tabia hairbar capsules. Now boy you sis mama mine when you see it in your boy to my pa. Say ya I am Tim and I ji free apostle. I'm a wintinia washia. But what yana no tabia hairbar capsules. Let's me in the fee a Philip Jenny I'm a way from Adaho. Tabia hairbar capsules a busso our pharmacy sauce any hairbar sauce. I will be a safanina. And after our mature for 0243 686861. I said, who ma a crown for? Who you're paying for? And now would you in field watch here? Who numbi? Tabia hairbar capsules. Won't numbi.
Hey, the Mako who Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Who could you make? Say, and Untinomania Award, a word bestie, Obian Trassi Emma Dumpia, dear Casse, and as a boy, the anchor to them.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. As I want to say, near Kuro Etuno, near Ankan Ewananu, Obana Bemo Power, and Yarwankaye.
Nancy, Mamika, and the Spana Quad Ekayano. Greenfield at Arumanti, and was our soldier and also a game.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic, our ultramodern laboratory. And a diagnostic machine, sir. Associated with one Casa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our Numba Dogon, Estate Junction, last stop. Flower 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898.
Greenfield.
God is our healer.
Greenfield.
Your last stop.
I believe.
Nana Kwabena Bobie Ansah. Berema be meti gara furukube puntimpunasi sokode. Wakachira katabing say you what you can say. Kwabena, keja guma mniyanko.
All right, so Yasia Baby live on a Crown 100.5 live on a Dagban FM in Tamale and Penya FM or a Cape Coast and other affiliate stations. Lotus Gallery Simen Kancho say a gift shop. A gift shop. Mr. Moi. Na maka obia ntomu ade bia mremi o maka tinka yemfa ne se ayi ye friend se mago to gift shop mi kame kura o se bia se o kwabna se ana se mage abra some Lotus Gallery Simen Country was Omodeniama Papa Abba. And Yama Omodi Abano, oh, say, Ankano, na man for na ya coachincha compare gift shop. No. Now, the woman say, so person or da say be a munye say, Mamma Munye say, na oh, mon customizing no. Wow, free or specifications. So, if you are to me, must say, oh, my budget, you say, Mama, me baby, if you are 200 Ghana, if you are 5,000, if you are 10,000 Ghana, Mama, me baby. Now, one more by year, just on the package, baby, I'm a wano, and nipa, and one more bed deliver. So, now one when you bet home. So, and see, young share one much acquire. More Mudi Agro Instagram at Lotus Gallery GH. Mubehuomo. More Mudi Agro Twitter at Lotus Gallery GH. Facebook Lotus Gallery. Ube Timiswa log in on my website www.lotusgallery.com.gh. WhatsApp platform no kosubi. Ne kwasho niema ekoso. 0207705030. And we from also landline here. It was 030-2950-158. When sabit ni akawomo. Tap ya Herbal Center. Semen Country Ghana for say what the tap ya Herbal Mr. Aba. When you want to win to me di until the yadia honam ya na utibi unumbi na utibiwi. One of the tap ya Herbal capsules aba usisi. And I say ukoto dwe constipation. Nom tab ya Herbal capsules nibi mimini microphone kwa wadi mfishia du nwatwemfa sanka oba pemfo twonwen ensi hu all kinds of drug lane ubenya bi pharmacies and herbal shops all from 0243 686 861 on sabeka omo na meche ahofefie ye no a eye ba akopɛ mo a moni mo no e o Madina Race Junction one Glory Oil Filling Station ehwe animu wuduro na wo hu abusa sa wo be eye Maison Debut Saloon wo mo ye eniema bebre de wo mo a ehia me pa eye omore ene wonan wonsa wonsa sei ene wonan siesie ni kakra senti da bia wonan se hwumu to be slippers konkrofo fi ana to wo mo best ye ma best da so na ntina papa nti o tete no kwa me hwa na nti mun twimu na nti mun komo emayiwa yi nso mun sansi wo mo nan onan ensu wo mun sam sei no ontwi ho on policy why vida ye vida e kwa na si obi nsem kwa se do ya ba no abu ahio yey ready biti ya ya ba no abu ahio kwa ra da fomku me pa cha siesie ho o se etola bia no se wanimu twintwam wunyini yesu na agba akokora na abrewa force bra on be siesie o afi o so mama electronic massage, normal massage, facial and body treatment open home services om de bema on pe we na apede yi yemfi ani nkyere hoy na DSTV ni Go TV wọ́n say ọmọ the very excitement week asiaba wọ́n say no ọmọ programs bi ọmọ side aba baako the last of us and I say ẹ̀yẹ́ sá mo de mo na mo hwẹ́ ẹni ẹ̀sìn baako bi so yẹ fẹ́ no telenovela nurses ẹ ti sẹ́yìn sáà. What do you want? Okay, so they have 90-day fiancé UK. You know, see movie ni biya ho. Thomas ali ni na aba. Me be bomani akoma. Nche kura. Okay, but more Go TV and DSTV no. Say bebre nu amoni je. Yes movies we ho. Oma sai e de aba. Eya omu yi nti omo se yankan mo. Sebeya ore emfi mo amope no mo betumi a check Griffiths Scientific Bar Clinic ese omo here the omo ase omo na the bright soja capsules aba and bright garlic plus capsules omo the aba na yenka omanfo se ope ba bia juani e papa ye recreational village ewo abri kokundro eho ena nigie no ewo papa enti ubetimi adjoin from 055 1444445 onsa betimi aka wo mo yenko gi yani awie said Fridays ye bono no ye biem enti awie ye ba biem Fridays ye biem ye same Fridays ye biem ye same ora mutimoti matabuade wo ha former MP Bulsa North ewa ase ena Kafui Amega so everybody be joining ye chawa akwaba
mejo so
boko de
Bobie
na ai your friends Francis say am you know aba ana okay so Fatua na yaso ni aba Francis say am resign
osisi ana mete sa na me ba ba ja na me nchia wo etiefo nyina including your producers Ansah me no we share check the last time you share with Power FM you might say anything list over and no say me boy me ni share kakra wo Power FM and so my inviting Mahama ni agente me share wo bia yes Francis says it was a shock anyway.
I don't know, a shock.
A shock.
Okay, so Francis' statement, unfortunately, me any fault me. So a bad sending money.
But I am saying the resignation, according to what I've read, is differences between one and Matthew Poku Prempe, Minister for Energy. And so we read this story now on the establishment of gas in Ghana. On also Pesanka, Ghana gas Nankanye project, you know. And I am saying one energy institution, Ansah Energy or something. And Matthew Poku Prempe so Pesanka, and yes, sir. So that's the differences.
I want to issue the free.
Yes, what I according to the Miridi as at now.
Who read it on?
I read it on Opera News this afternoon. Just
bravo!
What it happens? We follow the news.
Bravo! But the resignation or say, okay, so resignation of appointment. I, Frances Eurabna Esiam, in all humility and respect, wish to inform you of my resignation as the Chief Executive of Ghana Cylinder Manufacturing Company Limited. I thank you for having the confidence in me to appoint and appoint me from 2017. I wish the government well in all its future endeavors. Okay, so I'll copy a man for. But when you say be Francis per se be or cyber in this India.
Oh, and then there's all cyber in this on the NASA. Say at tempo say man could do say or person sign bantino. These allegations, if indeed, so be ampa.
No, but yeah, Mama could do there. She deserves it. Yes, issues are causal.
Yes, but
for me, I think we need to always look at the positives.
Yeah.
Me issue bar I person mention negatives not too much.
Yeah.
Because every issue what the positives and the negatives. How are we going to work with the positives a benefit to be? Yeah. Mama why be looking at a Juma Koso look offer a chroma first ladies apart from Nana could do and even Benny be a now me feel say in case we tear footwo na or stay calm. But when tear you know, but I would a Juma yes or bar politics more by yeah Juma. You want man pong. Only say on the bed a man for
at the country my idea I met you on say because could not the minute Juma no. Yes. I imagine 1984, I was in secondary school Form 1, Sanma Secondary Technical School. And I was a member of the DULLG of Ghana, the Democratic Youth League of Ghana.
Yeah.
When I'm here, the only UFA, we organized the National Congress for it. I came from the Upper East, representing the whole of the Upper East region.
I see.
In Form 3.
I see.
And all the revolutionary songs, Bobie.
Yeah.
I taught all the students the revolutionary songs in Bulsa district. I know much.
Okay, Bako.
Oh, revolution has a long way to go and has come to stay. Cadres may go, cadres may come, but the revolution has come to stay. Revolution has a long way to go and has come to stay. So, it's plenty.
Yeah,
including this beautiful song about the youth of Ghana. What?
Arise,
Ghana, youth for your country. So anytime.
Yeah, not Rollins Baman Pons.
Rollins no Basan.
Yeah, no Baman Pons. No, you know me. You should Zamnamna.
Zamnamna. I have to teach the students. They will come and put there. If you go through all clips, you will see me. I'll lead the choir.
So you know her.
I know her, and I know what we've done for her. For her, I know what.
And what she has done for the party.
Yes, and I know her contribution. Even time they started, I almost see the schools through the 31st December for almost CB or Sandaman. No. Look, I would have gone to Cuba at the time, and I didn't go. A lot I can go on. And Crawford were part of the revolution. And I was one of the squad. The squad I was leading at the time was called the Federal Castro Squad. In San Secondary Technical, if there are pigs today, we brought it. Yes, we brought the pigs in San Secondary Technical as duality group and so on and so forth. I know, but my issue is that so bad. So be an castle on Kwabena. On another coin to about Beyonce. Rainbow has a long way to go.
Or the people never catch or 2 days.
Oh, and also, you see, a whole lot. Solidarity, peace, and friendship. Solidarity, peace, and friendship. Everybody talks about it a lot. So most of them, so the most important thing, like we look at the positives. Even in Christianity, they will tell that forget about the past and move ahead. Every good Christian would always forget about the past and move ahead.
Yes, move on.
The past only serves as a guide to generations yet unborn. What was that? Internet fees coming is good, but the case of Francis here, I know them a lot. The first time I contested as a parliamentary candidate was Bulsa, North America. But Francis Essien was the one who mobilized paraphernalia and then near my t-shirts for me to go. And she's been a good friend. Yes. And when I say resign to come back, politics, it's about numbers, it's not about blame. What was that? I don't know. Now, sometimes then you'll be blaming the friend because the important thing is that we are all human beings who do mistakes, be it in politics. Our personal relationship, we know you don't put on a monk contract. You quarrel. Even twins do quarrel, but when it does happen now, you put it aside and move ahead. The positives are stronger and better than the weaknesses. So for me, that is it. But what are the kind free, this afternoon on Opera News was that was the differences. And I want to say, Naponsi and Madame for Pioneer were in Parliament together. We've done a lot of things. So it cuts out whatever it is.
But I so at least MPP Nivea testing says here say or Koye Alan campaign.
At least whatever it is, Also a baby. I think that there was an earlier Yibianka Sanko or Zan is okay say Tamaya Pamo board members.
In case of prosecuting the crime.
Board members at the time now. They dissolved the board members and left and there was an issue of contracts and then procurement breaches. And the president made it to stay. If so I resign and actually say MPP because it is not in the vocabulary of the MPP to resign. One say yesterday I may come on that platform, so show MPP for now. I had to say the normal power manifesto normally chire Ghanaians is different from the manifesto they are implementing today. The real manifesto the almost show on bottom and then they started unfolding it and they made a lot of money from it. What was that? But the only chairman for one decimal factor is also a skeleton. The real meat of the manifesto the Sikana anyway, so for me it's good. I've seen that.
No scanner. Say finance party, MPP party. Say no catch again and say on down for no tipper tracks 4, Land Cruisers 2, Prado 2. Get no so share him say on the aquano movement as no Sana Bay. Need commander crown was now workers be brave goofy now may back kunkochi. No so how make up be used to any no so Jai now trick me. Madame for say no or far for no friend down for no. And 2% arm robbers maybe I'm wrong. Arm robbers make me. One about no sick Land Cruiser about Casa for me Land Cruiser. Was what Janam do to 2 years. Was so from Upezo. Ebia da be we. Me do to 2 years.
Yeah, I know it.
Chawa, boko there.
Adumo commander.
Good. Okay, so my main very quick one. Ora John Dramani Mahama tweeted supposed to be in like 2 hours ago, and my main for just 1-2 minutes and read it through. And I read, was it 57 years ago today, 24th February 1966. The Dankwa Buzia political tradition conspired with external intelligence agencies to initiate Ghana's first coup d'etat, which toppled the government of our first president, Osajimo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. This coup was achieved through a conscious and constant campaign of falsehood. As a former president of Ghana who has also been at the receiving end of the Dankwa Buzia traditions campaign of slander and sabotage, I can empathize completely with the quandary President Nkrumah found himself in. In 1966, I was a young boy still in primary school, but I remember highlights of the dark days that followed the February 24th, 1966 coup. The perpetrators woefully failed to liberate Ghana as they had promised. They instead initiated a long nightmare that destroyed Nkrumah's vision for Ghana and Africa. As today marks 57 years of that coup d'etat, I call on all fellow Ghanaians and our patriotic security agencies and armed forces to mark this day as one of reflection and to remain loyal to the 1992 Constitution as we begin the task of rescuing our dear nation from the dark pit the MPP has plunged us into. I further urge all Africans to give meaningful democracy a chance, the very reason for which I am presently here in Nigeria as head of West African Elders Forum on an election mediation mission as the country votes on Saturday, unquote. And this tweeted by Ora John Dramani Mahama. And then 55 years, 57 years. And I think mekaye but said them kind of maybe mama never be a obi apeso de fabia no obetimi di afa man kai say we emra me topic mekaye editu dwa e kire said the ora Mahama atwetini me nka say sumuna etwene sre ne abasa meka di akire omanfo
yanka wanka nka bebuwa wanka
meka di akire omanfo anyway akwa abaminia
yoni akulanda
Mimbiema na mimbiema Tim.
Biema Tim so on me bra penny.
Mami biema.
Man Chiansa. Some by no me Commander my NCI TFO na me chia me bra penny Tim. It's been a long time, but he's a good friend.
Yeah.
This is a commander also you're a very good brother.
Sure.
You made me find my voice on radio.
I mean,
but say diabolic meaning I want to share it. Maybe you chief house to an hour. Well, we need initiate. What a tear of Ranoma. Why, may I say what the funeral? I tell
Brunabi, I tell them brother. You can't so now I go through.
The treat now kind of the commanded do I become once. So see the baby.
Oh, baby, how to be the baby. Tim, Biemi Uncle, I never had ever. Biemi Uncle, the whole week. Today is Friday. Issues by Biemi Uncle and Ansah.
You may bows, may cheer tearful once again, and I may cheer Minya Amagashi. My wife, and someone can't be, I can't continue. But the most important thing is that this week, President John Dramani Mahama Afan formally declaring his intention to contest. On today's Friday, on Wednesday, I have the opportunity I may call offer former appointees and offer former MPs. I was there too, and then we all went to support him, and we pledged our support to ensure that everything goes on well. And before that, so no meeting, the sitting members of Parliament to declare his intention. I think it was a good move because maybe a drone will be a share. The country has maybe a Ghana drone. A Pobia who is well experienced in Ghana. It's no more an issue of gambling. It's not an issue of yen somen share. It's an issue of a general who is on retirement who has been recalled to the battlefield to rescue the troops and the country. So based on that, Onumpono said, look, he's on retirement, but he's been called to duty. And cry now among for a friend. It's only a yes and decent one a friend. So Umbra and Bejigan and free. Baby a Ghana that on autopilot air corner plane crash, because so young Indian people for the past 6 years and the 7th year now, nothing good has come to as a country. I will be on beer watching no chroma, including MPP phone Ponoma account. So it was a good message, it was a good interaction with the former president of my Kwanse and Kano. The issue now is that what are we going to do? We are going to ensure a sounding victory for him for the primaries. Among Fonso and Ramico party headquarters, Binumbe farm or filing documentation and so on. So it's a good competition. And who political party to say NDC that has opened itself for people who are interested to come and contest, and there's no any obstacle idea to them. They are all welcome. We're expecting that at the end of the day, John will lead a party and rescue this country from maybe a Edruno. Because this is the same John Dramani Mahama in the year of the pink sheets now, I call court. John used less than 3 years. And all the achieve the beer or the achieve, Because say even within that period, yes, we have economic challenges at the time, which involve fuel and energy crisis at the time.
Time when you call recession now.
That was 2000 and then
12.
12 then we moved to 2012 and to one win here then call pension court now you could honeymoon. But within that 3 years, because Kai said the Supreme Court was 8 months, meaning that the whole year was used in fighting a case of so are we now until you say 3 years. All the achievement I 2016 I lose, it was less than 4 years. The achievement on the road sector, the achievement on the aviation sector, the port sector, education, health, employment. Remember that when we were going to employment, the unemployment was between it was less than 7%, about 6 point something. Here it has double more than 13% unemployment rate. So for me, what's not harder? Among for Ghana for Sonashe. Juma Nensa Etimaya Magana. The little resources he could do at the time to rescue Ghana from the infrastructure deficit in terms of health, in terms of education. But we are not making at the time. Show one of some of your sister stations now. As we are today, notwithstanding the fact that this country, this government, they've gotten resources more than any other government under the sun in Ghana here. We still have schools that are under trees. Recently, I watched one very sad one. You're buying
Oti region there.
Yes. And there was one I think in Upper West. My brother even look at this. When we came, the schools under tree were over 6,000. Yeah, but by free government, we built over 4,000 schools under tree. We rescue the schools. One thing that is also clear is that Mobie and Chelsea rescue Sano, there will not be schools under trees going forward. Say the population will continue to increase in the schools under trees, but it is better you mark them one after the other. As we have, as Yegina Hanmono, schools, even including the flashy program and MPP they buy say your friend is
Accra FM.
Free SS Look at the problem.
Free SHS.
Free SHS. And then the calls on me to help pay first year students or more free HSS is too big. My own son is in a school in Kumasi. Just this time, Bobie, can you imagine free HSS? They spend only 25 days in school and they are back on holidays. I have to pay extra 800. And yes, when he was even in school, he's in second year now. He's in school, I have to pay extra 800. Me no kasisiano. I have to pay now because I'm going school by April. I have to pay for extra classes. We are paying almost everything. When we had a crisis at the time, that crisis, John Mahama making sure that opening other revenue streams. You opening extra, ESLA. You remember the 2 oil fields we added. We added what we call the sinking fund, the Exim Bank. What they did was to rush to use everything to borrow. And now we call borrow, so dear nobody can ABC. Look at Get Fund. Get Fund they were, in fact, the intention was for them to pay contractors. Up to an American, most of the contractors have not been paid. And now they do selective payment of the
really?
Yes.
Which you know?
Which I know. But the contractors are our friends. Are they not our friends? We other. And some of them are our brothers. They tell us, we go to them and say, obviously up to now they've not held them. In fact, by next week or so, I'm supposed to go to Minister of Education to discuss such an issue with the minister to assess some of them. It is so. It is not a joke. Road contractors. You remember audit Cocoa audit roads. Up to today, the projects are hanging. I can go on and on and on. Into John Dramani Mama far form now, man. He's someone who has been tested. Why you are testing it? Well, sir, and yes, and you gamble, and yes, you be so nice. And in terms of baby Druno, the country itself and its development partners, and then the World Bank would want a new face altogether. In that new face, the Ediban say it takes away the pressure from the economy and even development partners and so on. Come say new feeling and you're on a day country could see debt exchange in that. So in that sense, we build confidence. We are calling on everybody, not just ND, because this call now, Emma John Dramani far form. It's not about NDC people calling. It's about even the people of Ghana. The NDC is only a platform for him to be used. Because he's not running an independent, he's a presidential candidate, he's running on a political party ticket called NDC. For him to file his papers, when we finish our your friend say, your primaries, you know, you're electoral commission baby. And you know, for me, I was happy for this within the week, and I was happy that he called all people. By a call in the podcast today, I say, well, who's a man for some appointees, normally walking sticks are born on. But call now, Bano, or be a fan walking stick in question chair. No, Jen, or no bonus, call Naba. And I was happy because we said Rosikana, what it was simple telling us that if you are walking stick, and not just say you cannot do campaign, Bobie, because you have your voting, you have your polling station, yes, sir. Polling stations, home, Ponuko Kasacha, man for Hormona. Yeah, it's no more like going around the whole country. We all must do the campaign at what a situation now. The president neighbor now beard. The nature of beginning in a honeymoon, or make campaign or president could also vanish into thin air. Yeah. People must do the campaign at their polling stations. It should not be left to the foot soldiers alone. If you were a board member, I was a board, I was a chief executive, you have a polling station, you are voting. Even if you can get even just 100 people at that polling station, multiply that by about 40,000 your friends and polling station, that's a big number. So what he wanted to tell us was that it's no more a timer. So Ansah Bobie team no more. Now I gather, I come to the center to do to make noise, stay at your polling station and do campaign and encourage people to come out to do the campaign. Because former appointees, foot soldiers, even if it is 50 Ghana, if it is 1 city, if 10 cities, there will be mobile phones. You see, the important thing is that after we left, almost every expenditure, most of the expenditure were being carried by the president. So President John Dramani is exhausted. This call is. I was just looking at a story about the German embassy saying that Ghana's the ambassador to Ghana says that the German ambassador to Ghana says that with the International Monetary Fund, the bailout is in danger because of China. For now, for now, you have to wait until they finish their national congresses and so on. I think that it's not going to be easy, and for people should brace up for a lot of challenges we are looking for, because the German foreign President Akufo-Addo catch almost say China for no now boy now debt exchange a bit more I'll go through so that we can meet the board. But if the German ambassador is saying it's going to be difficult with the issues of China, then I think that people should embrace themselves for more hardship, and the economy is going to be in serious challenges. So for me, it's a rescue time. It's a time for everybody to begin to think otherwise and to do the campaign. This is my starting point.
All right. Amaga, Yanko, Yananti. NDC for be a nomination, presidential aspirants, forms. You see, and NDC for NDC comedian I'm sure you see, but they have a nice person in the person of Dr. Before. Who is beaming candidate one?
BKD.
Allah.
Penny independent.
Candidate one.
You see, Andra,
but other than MPP Moon 2 and Penny Fonko, Dr. Dofo Nanka, Omayam flag bearer.
Governor. On your MPP.
Free CPP. Bit me call.
We are more for. I
want
to project or the buy you can crab. But on cannot correct.
And I make us
because I want to project your buy. And I make us come more final voice more.
Come on, Famra, MPP, Munanka, more MPP. Oh, come on, baby, on a web. Come you see, I get back where I'm in Jenny say. Nami nim say, Sir Dr. Dufonia or you. Even though he knows that the primary is a foregone conclusion, he knows that there is a major threat. Na ohwe basisa efiri kumasi ne important wo ebegina papa na chima ne fa ne form sa papa na Kwabena na anika kwa papa ben ebegina Dr. Before chima ne fa ne form sa na anika kwa because ohwe Ashanti Regional Woman Organizer fan Crawford omo de omba nyina delegate nko so Kwabena nye de ye to na system ya yeko frɛ o de MPC a ye de o betra on mo
omu capitalist no
omu Kwabena delegate nko be jira papa ya chi papa Kwabena
anagashi delegates nko na omkofa
delegates nko Kwabena me say sa 2M Express kasi pay 30 Kwabena ko say papa na for them when flyers in teachers and no me train news now buy na mo so no man no form adwuma ye sa hoto project na ko form enti no che say wo hwe sene minia penity mo kasa ene sene ohun sene kasa mu wo so kasa nyina o wo shaking voice a utumi se vim nim but ye no ye mpese ye be defeat party a elempo ye pese ye defeat party gira ne na so brane sene be ya omu defeat omu dunkuguo be gira obisi Kwabena ade ba kwa mani
entina mo ya campaign ma Dr. Dofo
o de bi Kwabena ade ba kwa mani je ne se Kwabena NDC for wa kukudro so pe party mu a omu wa kukudro pa NDC party supporters no wa kukudro pa Kwabena utumi nya national chairman and manisha when him catch it say sad demonstration near do call 2020 nyina no na ye gimmicks because ye him say ye wini abano na ne pese ye mamu ye enke fit exercise eti exercise mo dem call ye ne san to aba ne so me national chairman dia Kwabena na nwa kudo. You see, and it is the same trend in Aeko. And then utia minute more. So you know 138 na call ye, you know, ex-president Mahama no more support man so Mahama na Eko, Mahama igebi keke. Kwabena 138 emuba akumye no me ensa. Hari na Idrisu di ani Kwabena. Papa Ben no mo ye no. Papa Ben no mo ye no. Omu yi ni ya ene ye gina ha so mu nyina tu adi na chi se ono no emra mewini na ka haru na nka ne bone be no ye ne bone a oye ya ne se Dr. Dufu okoka se owini flag bearership na obeye haru na as running mate enu enti na si ye ni free ono mo as a minority speaker minority leader, which of course does not work. Enti me me feel say Andra no we had a peaceful way, but we are going to have campaigner and our elections are quite tough because me no me predict say Dr. Dufu when we ni kra kwamna when yakra 40%. When we ni kra no na nya 40%, but you see when nya 40% na emye kire se party no emu agogo because so show mo a omu di nachi ene omu matu di nachi ni vim ode ba ene se ne ode apagya party kwamna na party na dana pro na tete apansam no ode na hoto project be rekende party ma party gina ne na so Kwabena emene we gina party brane nenti NDC for mo behwe no ma di papa ya bro Kwabena yes NDC for mo behwe no ma di papa ya bro there we are. It's not fair or run over the rope. Kwabena in his time, I know your finance minister. No finance minister 1G Euro bond. Watch it Ghana 1G Euro bond. And this memo and before yes, some of the neighbor as fact there. None of my finance minister that. And I may say more than neighbor as fact there. Johnny came for that wine pan a yard. Kwabena, more than neighbor as fact there. Johnny came for that yard. Kwabena the time with yes, at the time of one home. Just end this by no yard. Oh, come on time and we mills time. No come no or your superb. And not just a mills say one sasa. Oh, na say you see Obianka Samosa. Obianka Samosa. Come on. Obianka Samosa. Eti muna mwanya mo candidate muna mwanya wa asem na mo kabata. Ka Friday. Yeah, one more moment to me and Yankrofwa. A bit me a deep party anymore, a bit me ama party na bro brother. Now Kwabena me dem some to aso no. Yeah, yanko. Kwabena me tie tweet here already about ex-president John Dramani Mahama, and I'm so saddened by he writing that. Is it not the same ex-president John Dramani Mahama? In a know about my first coup d'etat book here, okay, can name same bebre wo mu. Kwabena ex-president John Dramani Mahama yet will be our benefiting from a cool regime because ex-president JJ Rawlings ni cool ya converted by the way democratic way now what benefited from assemblyman at the ababa pensioner president. Pensioner president no or person self-free pension as a president. And you know, if you read this and then you ask yourself, who caused it? Is it not Jerry John Rawlings, ex-president? I mean, funny crazy. And now a year Kua or two where your friend is saying your third republic eguye. One two kroma. Me say you two your third republic eguye. Kwabena otu limaya bengu ye no na enye democratic elected president Is it not out of that in the benefit abre JDM and what be ex-president and when you kwan ekọ Nigeria as envoy. Now we call the nyame adom. And quiet to say we your friend is saying Sudan dey you rejecting here. Ka chere so mu ni gidie oni muntino. Omu hia no wo ho. Na we di Nigeria for omo hunu ne say sa 2020 ni 2016 twa na odi ye ni nyina no. It was real loss. Is it not the same ex-president John Dramani Mahama? In the catcher and say, T-Bon Kosofo, in the command to polling station boxes, Nintina Momulusu. Apparently, it's no woman in Soma Lusuaban. So why the deceit? So I am surprised about the tweet now, the Abano. Anyway, he intend to secure out of that tweet. But say you can't tweet now. The comprehension better me who baby will free back. Nani January or day bano. For us, we don't have a problem. Baby, I make us say, Kramaya, wa woni baby ano, or tafreta friend about.
So, which means you accept the 1966 coup. Is that what you want to say?
Equally as I accept the 1981 coup. Yeah. So do I accept the 1966?
So you accept the 1966?
I accept the 1981 coup.
Okay. So now, here is somebody.
And a man I bomb on my Jamuno. Too.
Okay. All right. So under coup, Yaboma kings, right? Under a democratic, self-acclaimed democratic president, Ekufuado. Yakum open for Yabonu Tuakuno election. Ewa enkra.
Ehefa.
Nemani Yabomo ehefa.
Mani yesi Yaboma.
Ewa he.
Kwabena. If you claim say Yabo obi Tuakuno. Kwabena. Techimai. Elections ya musim krofu wo mu MP ya wodi ntwei ya to abawie waja ho akoda wo yiri achi na obi be ya alarm say hey ye wia wa na afedi ya wo ba na wo bobra say krofo mro ye wia mi o ye wia na wo a wo to aba na akoda
and so obi ye dede wo elections ye wia mi akunu
obi nka so obi ankum obi awo
that is what I want to say.
What happened that caused it sa we na no mo de ba no na asojafo no mo self defense we sa ebrana na obone dom na eba no
nti ada wo be ko position no se obobna na wo ba esa so obi boat okun
me nyintu mu se ye wa ba mu ene eda so ya ko so atena ba mu nti position asem na kan de maintain ya kwabra
because
me no wa ha because na 2020 ye to aba ni wie ya na me no ti ha na ya wi bia na wusu bia no krans wan to me anom
eye me
kwabra na to ye ti ha na wusu
eye me
bia ye to anu kra wan to me anom
I did not contest it.
No grab
lose 2020
no grab
we fi say your kon ti ya fa biscuit anka no e no wodufuo side
There be just asking.
Tea without biscuit. Who say oh no before side? Because so once money na ni ye.
Enti there or no benefiting from coup se coup enye. Now, should we condemn it say acquire the UP tradition? E fa so no na destroy my
UP coup no UP Occident wo.
I mean anyway.
UP Occident was a coup ni. It was a military way and a two abanyagu. UP ban the same room. There was no UP involvement in this school. And abani year when we no almost Sunday, almost year and a UP better now. It was not so. And what JDM is seeking to achieve, you know, and when America to say he is a right benefactor of the same coup he's talking about, or no, the other direct. I said, what Bobie, now we at the Achirano. Maybe understand it here. You see, one of the things we also need to understand, I mean, Penny Timo can want some say, you schools under trees, you see, 4,000 schools, pinpointed. You see, what do I know? The BNM can say NDC for Omuja Tontroa. No more de Bob and I say, and control no more get fund built over 4,000. The total number was 6,000. Did I mean more numbers? Numbers, no, but you see, what didn't Tontro when you know, Sana, where a fence and you blocks, was it 23, a 50, a bit away? I did evidence and so on.
Now 50 to say, and I put a car.
50 the
E blocks,
23.
Now put a car.
Of course.
So Napo is wrong.
Oh, and there's no pie. Okay. Kwabena 23. Because evidence of constructions meaning now Kwabena na ya buy adwuma ya education sector. And I hear my colleagues in the NDC speak about it. No more no. And he talks about free SHS. The free SHS never fear anyway. The benefit that are saving Timo.
What is the benefit?
And let's say Nyami and Patan come back and train na fita.
Can benefit
because you see Kwabena and ne ya wa ya man mu ya yi o ma free street so a and ne omu to be go school kwa. And the fees in him or boarding houses, boarding schools were or kwa. And you call this mean an achievement? All the schools infrastructures are yadi and the schools and your free Wi-Fi and quality issue. What? And the STEM schools are ya move about the lower grade. And the lower grade cry and STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. Kwabena when we move and one of the modern art schools I see 10 of them across the country. When you talk about schools and at least Kwabena Atiwa is go and look at classrooms that have been constructed. So I wonder and I ask myself, which ones are they talking about? Nanye biano 8 years at NDC nya no. If they have focused on that, you come to me a year free once and call you. Schools krano na mofrano na omunya school school muntintia. People could not attend the best of schools. And the obi wo enyinam otuminya achimota. Na wa best school you can hear fan oba benya sa achimota school ni biako. Reserved for the privileged. These are the things that we need to appreciate and then be able to understand that in the face of crisis, in the phase where difficulties are there, when we all appreciate that and in this phase we still have lights. Kania jinaso. In this phase, a jume jinane so brane. In those areas when there was doom so, na light in you, na juma ankoso. Ne nyume gu kwamna na enkofu twa dwajo emra na president kufo be kwa yede amamu ni jom kwamna na ye wo free maternal health care emma kwa wo so omo wo a na o ma sori kofie ye di je omo ntumi anhwe so afedi emma kwa wo a na ese kwa ye lala so lala ne yoma free hospital enye saa omo ntumi nkofie abofre tumi di 3 years wo hospital na won kofie ne maame ya wo not hospital 3 years we fifisen. And this is the kind of things they bequeathed to us. Kwabena, when we even met crisis that was tougher, in their time when they met cholera cry here endemic no Kwabena. Sheseni e devastate you against nyina Kwabena omonemu ye emre. Na Kwabena si ya baye no, if it was not credibility we have put forward, would we have been able to build Ghana to this level? Was it not this same JDM who told us, oh, few men who are rinam namanaka don't pay? And therefore, ya ma bemuda, ya handle presidency da, ya handle presidency da, and ki be usan ya presidency amemutie. But we handled it, we worked on it, and then we moved forward. And then ya bad the namwa baba tuwa don't pen wama don't penage na brane. And then they found a voice.
And I will be here if it's in town.
Eti Kwabena, se Kwabena me 170 become. Enti no, ano ne dia no kan. I mean, uso Kwabena ya de be 0.5. Kwabena enti no, se dia niam ane tie no, ene ne say, Kwabena, we are looking at the issues. Eniam no aba, eniam no eko. Ghana eguso konenim in the event of crisis. When we were even hit by the COVID, we stood firm. We made sure that Ghana and disentangle. And now COVID ban ye who say, Sani Yanu and Yama no more tattoo Musoma Yenano, Kwamnasana Nina, in Tontroa, and Nomaji, Bank Hospital in Tontroa, UGMC in Tontroa, Kwabena, Ridge Hospital, Kwabna, Kwabna, Nay in Tontroa, Kwabna,
Minister for Health,
on every day, every time you call on me, Ken has disappointed us as a party.
finance minister bibia ye woro na na ye no.
Kwabena, you see, there be a catch or say. We would not have gotten these old people to go and picket at the finance ministry.
So
he has worked right.
So Kenofurata as finance minister were failing, but Akufo-Addo aban ayade.
Kwabena, we have sectors. Kwabena, there were sectors. Finance ministry
the finance minister
has flopped.
But other sectors no derive from who free finance ministry.
Kwabena, if I say finance ministry has flopped, Kwabena, any man what did you akomabosika? And watch them say akomabosika no say ne beba me ministry. Maybe the man na me dey here adwuma ana. Eti the yeso the man no the man me yeso adwuma.
And that's why I dey.
And niema eyese okeke Kwabena and na make say baby you could do here no. Nasa didi enka we would have crossed this without even see a head church fly enka atati akranke head no. You would not have gotten these old women and old men to go and picket at the finance ministry. That is what we are talking about. And Komodio can you terminating. And I know you can want them. And with all that we keep saying, we will not run away because abiding there a holistic all legs must work. If all legs aren't working, na bako nya juma and you have a brow. But abiding jina brand into baby or have a brown, you can skew towards it and make sure that you can still make your gains and move forward on it. And na Kwabena yeah by here Kwabena na madam for be baham catch and so me sham oh or chira me he can't to maintain for them so chaso and kasa bebre bo Accra FM fashion Google map. Odi ametia me twa Kwabena me wo gate na no hwi odi ka ba bedu ha. And I'm saying then just say he came in less than 20 minutes we are no one. Sa go kura woni lungu that is the work of Baumia for you. Lungu. And you see, and you feel the direct impact and it cuts down on money. Where we would have used Kokorano to do direction. And then it is not there. So we get to appreciate what we have as a country. And then be able to move forward. And know my confidence say 2024, it's a winning ticket for us with Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
All right, now quick one. Kofi Selassie. So Kafui Amegashi, what did you guys do to solve our lightning problem? I mean, what are you talking about? I don't want to. Okay, so let me move on. Energy that's already as well told okay Tim yana ntina memra machimra maybe but me ka man for say enche me remako ye baby akwa ye ade na ye bibi so akere but Tim yana nti
you see any catch me near Magashi you see any time you be mention JM's name whether attached to his own tweet whether it's a news item and a news commentary James Dimbebano, Boshana Oma na Damatomo. Look, James tweet. Not Damatomo. And our because no man Musabo. Share. James tweet. Read it well for him to understand. He was reminding Ghanaians on what happened today. And that as someone is saying, and also to da. When he was the president. That's the meaning of it. Yeah. Read it. He even said it. Yes. He's testifying to what happened to Nkrumah. Nkrumah, dear Nkrumah, na moko high CIA for no. When JB Danko was even in prison and he came out, he went to the U.S. embassy and questioned why they have stopped giving him his stipend. The U.S. ambassador stopped when JB Danko came out. Or Coco Bisa said, I then as Kana Mutiamia made information a bremono, Montana co prisoner, my mambino. So they are betrayers. In fact, they don't like this country. Anytime the government be so, that's how the Mpuntu Jume Bakroma using the people's taxes judiciously. The MPP would tell lies on your queen. Chantrona Muchama JM no. So JM was relating his time to what happened to Nkrumah. My brother. In Juma J. I don't have to sit here to list them. And Kamubayano, they are the only government under Ghana here. Omanyesika over 500 billion Ghana cedis. Oman for Sikana Anyeshi. and come with the trust free baby I hand you over mamona. And came to James was telling you that the finances of this country, no, I manako don't pay. So don't pay anything like JM. Any other stream sources of revenue by
yeah.
Because it has gone to the bone, he has to put his thinking cap with his finance ministers, with all our researchers, and brought in ESLA, and brought in sinking fund, and brought it and worked hard so that the 2 oil fields were added. Bobie 2017, one on more power. Bobie would a man one on more power. 2017, it was the MP, yes, sir. And you James the hand over Mahama. Okay.
Yeah.
Senka, if James was a bad government, and when they came, what did they do? The first thing for the MPP to do under your friend is saying, Keno Furiata was to go and take the Ken bond, $2.25 billion. The following year, could take it $3 billion. The next year, could take it $3 billion. The period JM handed over to them from 2007 to 2020. Bobie, you tell me, they went and took over 13 billion euro bonds using JM's what? Balance sheet. When they handed over to themselves, no no power. Hand over to themselves and went to the capital market where they went and took the 13 billion. Then they catch them. Ya pamomo. Ya pamomo fee. And can you say pamomo? They would have still been going to the Eurobond market. Ya pamomo. I know the idea because we did honor. Obia who chile and domestic bonds exchange in Kakahono. Time they Bobie you call say IMF. So you call IMF no. Yeah, the debt exchange in the call. When we're going to IMF, were we at this stage of the economy that we went there? No. And minti restructuring of your debt. Minti that. When we go to fast animal no different bush or buy it. The two say animal of debt exchange, you know. Or so no na call was animal no more every room abafia. Ghana hamina yen tisa IMF. You must restructure your debts. There must be haircuts. Haircuts, yeah, the haircut call Bobie. Yeah, so what should they go Ghana? Now let me come to the futures now. Look, let me tell Amegachi today. The records are there. What's here you see free Wi-Fi for more than a year now. They said the Wi-Fi. Stephen, Uber driver was sending a message on Facebook. I said, Bobie, I'm an Uber driver. Tell the MPP man that we started using Google Map before. I was even coming there. Now, okay, Google Map. I say. It's over 800 million. The Google Apple has been there. You remember? Yeah. So they should not even go there. Let me tell him that the Wi-Fi now say free HS in use. There's no Wi-Fi. For more than a year now, no Wi-Fi is working in any free HSS in this country. I'm actually. News so a news say more than 1 year, no Wi-Fi is working in any secondary school in Ghana here again. And also no. Oh, maybe I want to say me child them go school. So then kahon with the school as no and casa beyond that. Now have my child who is in school too. You understand? So don't talk about that. Anna, under you, does it make sense to go and buy 68 million worth of past questions? They are commerce students to study and pass. Are you churning out quality students or you are churning out quantity students? But be asked them anytime they come here, tell them is the free HS program no. Are you talking about quantity or you are talking about quality? Me kind of afraid they will be your own team. Are you talking about quality or quantity? Quality. So what you are churning out is quality. When our universities and our tertiary institutions are saying that what we are bringing out now they cannot take over. You know. But my main for when you go so I can say NDC headquarters, NDC election announcement of presidential nominees for 2024. Pacho Tuaso. Into no. anytime there's an issue about the fridges, no but Obia and Kasa they should cancel fridges as Bobie. We say review it. Review Numpobe starting. It's your Minister for Finance who announced it. And I'm with the Professor Adai. Papa no nye Professor ma force you krum ha say friend Professor Adai no.
Court to.
I say
What the equal court Ebert Faber.
No, Ebert Faber won the case against him. Ebert in fact sent him to court, not he.
Oh, okay.
It was Ebert Faber that didn't call because on your professor. And nothing about
and he won.
Yes, he won. Ebert Faber won the case against him.
Mr. Wa, Mamma quick na men call a NDC headquarters CCR. Yenya technical challenges kakra enka ye call yes I'm checking so when parliamentary no so be ende anadwu be dumie so the cost no
yeah Bobie say it's not in a big deal some catch yourself no po me ko hon mo koye bibi so I know that this will come so they've closed obi anan koye radio be obefa parliamentary and president but today should have picked or downloaded your form and begun to do your necessary filling in keka hon I think the timelines are okay. Any serious person for now should have picked. Or more went to my component, say a man for picking my own. I think it's in order. If there are issues, it will come up after that.
Let's go.
Anna, Bobie, they can, you know, there was some vetting to in Parliament.
But where we are, magazine, okay,
yeah, no crowd because I'm on Nishi. Well, yeah, but JMD and none why she harmony. You see, what I realize is that the Niema race against Honorable Katie Hammond, and if a drill ship, no,
okay,
including the minister designate for Agric, no, in serious democracies, the president shouldn't have even nominated them.
The
drill ship said drill ship.
Yes, what are the issues?
The issues are about the fact that there was a query on the $900,000 after cotton ship now no sense of trying to do what you chase Canada I cannot do come back for you remember I can no do soon if you find now you no I'm at some sambai no so the issue is that issue that the committee the APAO committee
Justice APAO
committee that investigated flagged the $900,000 and said that your friend is a Katie Hammond must give further explanation. Why? He's been hanging on his neck. The president and the background checks here. He shouldn't have nominated your friend is a Katie Hammond. And also, no, we share the issues that happened at Ayawaso West Wagon, of which your friend is Brian Achampon was the minister at the National Secretary responsible for the people who caused the problem there. There was no way he could call for to be nominated. So I think that under this president, due diligence is not being done. Anytime there's a government appointment, this is what happens. And I think that we should not encourage it. It's bad governance. I said, if this president will be a law, and then you know that a real constitutional commission has been set up to find people like your friend is Brian Achampon against what happened there. What is the president be appointing him to the Ministry of Agric? And I will share. I want for you look at those who were the panel there. Emil Short was my commissioner. One as an investigator with Shrag.
Yeah.
Brilliant guy, you know that.
Yep.
There was a former IGP on it.
One
of this IGP was on it. The name will come out. Is it Kublenu or something like that? Yeah. The name will come out. Then the Professor Bochin and Oye is a secretary to this thing. They including Mensa Herita Bonsue now at the Supreme Court. These are eminent jurists, eminent people of law. No? Then Brian Achampon is running for his responsibility. And I think that thing should be something that Parliament should use against them, not approve them. Because they are not qualified to even be appointed. Anka Brian Achampon po jitu mu say, "Ono no were responsible, but we no hompa, but to try to justify, and it's the same thing that happened at the Teshima elections and all other areas. So for me, what happened there? No, the members of Parliament ensure that these two people and the other people are not approved. Beyond the fact that now government appointees and the expenditure now go through in terms of the bills that involve the government appointees. And you know one thing to that is that members of Parliament are more appointment committee. I appoint a man for the Bahama. They should ask the right question. For instance, what kind of pink sheet case, yeah, the MPP boycotted the appointment.
So, Obia correct here, IGP champion.
Debbie.
Party champion.
It's something. No, it's not a chapel. Enya chapel. Okay. The former. I know they are listening. They will send the name to us. What was that? Now, I was scandalized about question your friends Honorable Alasan Dampuri Ebisa your friends agreement. I had to say agrobi ni edi honmo. What can I say? Maybe na pink sheet case na a court no and people boycotted our vetting. But the NDC members of Parliament, in spite of the fact that now appointees were being appointed by NDC people, our people like Kujato ask serious questions. What can I say, Dr. Spielgabra? It took 2 days for them to finish his vetting. They asked, into the appointees about Honmo. Now, members of Parliament are doing as if we are joking. How can Tampuri ask this guy say, or say, with a TN question, that Ghana and Ivory Coast, we produce 60% of the cocoa in the world. Then the OPEC countries, produce about 30% of the oil in the world. But the 30% controls the oil. How come that we cannot control the cocoa industry? And that what would the Greek minister doesn't do to that? This is for God, for want of word. This is a question that is unclean. I don't want to say this but this is an unclean question. Look, cocoa, people can decide not to eat cocoa. In fact, cocoa is a dessert. You can't control a market that its productivity is it's infinite.
Patrick Achampon.
Yeah. You cannot, but the oil industry is finite. The production of it, beyond that oil, it controls almost every person in the world. The 7 billion people in the world, including medical equipment, you would need oil to be able to run the equipment and so on. So how do you link that? People on the environment committee should stop that patronage questions and ask serious questions to bring out the best of the appointee. Because if I asked a minister today, my party and the government at the day would want me to do the best thing. The best thing starts from the point the questions are you posed to nominated Katie Amon and then Brian Achampon, and the rest is for history. So Bobie, Sunday morning I'm the back on that's a menu Amega she will come out.
Amega, Famebo upon the person touch on it.
Bobie, I think what I want to touch on also is the fact that appointment committee Minia Penny Timo Kamwasem. I think there were a bit of engagement here to Tonko for there was good job that was done. Kai Brian here. I thought you are my friend. I know by I say, it doesn't mean say you're found, maybe I be cut to cancer. And I think say he has his views about some of the questions I buy, but on the whole, the next issue is that the good news is also that the CI has also been laid in Parliament, waiting for 21 days.
No. This morning it was clear. It was not late.
Yeah.
It was not late.
What they did was that they approved the committee's report.
And it had a unanimous.
Yes. It was even signed by a majority leader, but it has not been laid here because it's like pre-laying. So it is not yet done. Your friend is electoral commissioner, woman. I'm gonna answer questions. He hasn't yet cleared. So what was the adoption of the committee's report?
Okay.
It hasn't been laid
so
for
we
the
are waiting for.
We are waiting for that.
Then we can lay it. Yeah.
Because what your mumpo almost say. CI now by the day elections. If you look at it critical, nothing has gone wrong with that CI. So there was not even no need for a new CI to be made. But this was
coming with it replacing the Ghana card as a source document.
No, and that is why we are saying that the
argument will come.
Ghana card, and that was the issue. No, you cannot use Ghana card alone because even Ghana card, I'm afraid Dr. Atefa, Professor Atefa Swambra, because Atefa and Kasano, the institution, they've not released most of the cards that have been registered. He has about 60,000 people registered in his on the electoral commission's register. But more Ghana card and Ponomun drew 20,000.
Now you see,
and it's like that all over.
They are not following up on their cards.
Yeah, but you also have. That's why we give our particulars. Who call your number? Send text my. How long? It took me more than 2 years to get my Ghana. Look at my data. It took me more than 2 years to get my Ghana card. I did it in Tamale.
If you want tier 215,
them and tier 215. Me ordinary, you know. In fact, I did it the year we did the registration. I was 2020 na minya
yeah.
Last year na minya me card. I had to go there several times to Tamale. I was just virtually tired. Me console cars, you know, they cannot even sort them out. Until it was last year I got my card na you know, my intimate changing my bank account. A bank account so me use Ghana card most of the time. I couldn't change my bank details.
So anyway. And
even the card I know the man to register e-living because you know you needed to use the ID card to the national card to do it. Anyway. You know they are saying that Ghana card sometimes people do a lot of things. And when I'm say finance minister Mpono, Sano was our meeting who be his presence at the finance minister. Oh, me boy, said you say. There be 1 second, may they come one man. The finance minister was at the yesterday's meeting. His presence there was to tell them that say Ghana card no kwano media sikana you ready na bag mo dey back from say sika you ready for Ghana card. Can you imagine that we don't have man but Ghana card on kwande. Finance minister Timi Kwabena members of Parliament. His presence there, he started for more than 2 hours. His presence was to assure them that there's money to use the Ghana card for the voters register.
Now, I did see a film on your pre-laying. Until you be your pre-laying on my radio, finance minister be there na wa show me say sika e wo ho. Kwabena so who kasa nse mi ya na etifu bi sasa na some abra pani okay. Ntino but you move your koye me trust na we dey one we ya medapa. Kwabena the fact of the matter is I think say we share the general systems and the general well-being. We share niema ekoso ewo man mu a ye pese ye shegana football. Say o man ni dey den ya be fanen to mapefa. O man ni be gina brani.
Amagasi da ben.
Kwabena ye share the agency say you and it is getting on better. Kwabena and China form yo mu ya. And you know on China's issue
as we speak, issues, tell me at the cry, you better Ghana says, point one.
Kwabena, your life is just
so. Winning for how long? I perform what time?
Where I stay. But that's 3 days.
Life, you have 3 things that they like back. Your generation.
Use microphone.
Your generation. Your transmission. Well, and Kwabena. Your distribution. Ain't you know, say, your shell legs be a meeting and no more yet. Sabok,
no, the ordinary Ghanaian or does
and that can you so
where
and the Ghana was some day.
And the Ghana civil war, I mean, Ghana civil war.
Kwabena, in the time you finding your voice. And I JDM, you finding your voice. No, Yamaya to Kwabena Temdian and all this. The community in Ukraine, JDM catcher and say, or discover able to make your catcher on your magician. On your magician, who am I? You refi. Kwabena Nassian, I say no refi in some
not debut. Not debut. Dear, was say, or your friend say, your own first candidate, it's your butum. Now do I see you bet you come tafu you bet you come Papa 75 years. Now go do Kumasi and when you baby and Casa answer Kumasi was stronghold. So I tell for more problem you bet you come
into your chair can free.
Ya me bet you come a day offer. What is your
cameraman kai?
Amagazi, family that
get your free.
But I'm Papa Papa 75 years. Oh, yes, I'm body wherever. Mama and Yabro catches your metri. When you make was we are metri,
On your campus, as or someone more cancer, Papa me on. Come on, and say, or none is some pana or Mocapano, or any Papa, or some more cancer, Papa Family. Abo, you got some no, some are here. I guess Papa, was it Jadaquai? Sorry, don't go. Tim, you did Jadaquai. I say, Mom can't send Papa the family. Tim, I didn't come up with that. Sorry, no, Kaiser. But remember, catches will be maybe a counter more be a home. David, and a presence. I can't be a man. Coson Cassana, a Jamia Quamam, lazy a castle of Soriaco. What the problem, though? Also, my cousin, Papa the family. Young Mitri, I will come out. You will go be a discussion. And go, Mami go kuma say na me go boya juma ketu bi I want to 1.5. Okay, so just say last be for instance 2 to 5 weeks omunya ensu e wo last be da Kwame ezoji say aboko bi se a omadum nkane afra no pa e wo aboko bi omadum nkane a afra no pa nkane amai. Okay, so this one is coming from Kwame Kwame Zoji. Maminko Kumase and NDC women organizer wing, you know, women organizers wing, you know, almost a year press conference and press conference and na me pese me wura eye Kumase na me koye wo adwuma ne tew na me cyber yes another press conference ekoso ewo eye party headquarters wisdom kafri abodose asalaja no light ka say ya asalaja kania anywhere so amanfo nim eniema wo mu kombat amagase baby I identify and the osra na metu amaka akoma akoro de oni wasem biaka enti wono ano was suspending ho ene wapon oni bibia ka bio eni mamenko wura Kumase mra sesia wafa kese nipa no se abokobi enkania ni wono oboa. Okay, so probably baby mamene ye ni aba ya aboahima agiman o ye ndc Ashanti Regional Deputy Women Organizer ye ne nkoye adwuma emra mame ya majo
ye wura obemena
boko de
sister dem me ho ye pa
Mami ya ene ya semo ye press conference ya ema edomo e Ashanti region ya de ba asema
sem boni bia ye NDC ye bie nomination format to ha ye presidential and Parliamentary no wo pebia etna akofebi se of tina amaya so aba na nano sabe na mse ebie etofo na ye ma me awudi ye mimu ye ma ni Gloria okopiki ye papa kabadefo e de e ma be na party na ewo ho no emra wo na emra no so ma obi akwan se akonya no pa adehie na efere enu ntie ma mi wo ye ma mi Gloria wo konya se wotum support candidate bia wo pe obi ntimu nhye no say o man support we ya na so o wa konya so support candidate bia wo pe e wo no ani pem enye women swing no a oda ano no and wo de e ba ko support enu ntie ma no Gloria ko fa form no wo da se no e na o ko kan say Ashanti Regional Women Swing na ye didi so amane say on fa meto platform no enu na ye ti ye na ye hu say ye ma no afi. If you say Ashanti Women Swing, ye meeting bia and I need to keep bia so some my man say on Franco for my years before. Now, Women Swing, no, ye mania, Nipan, our my first for me now. Omina, ye ma, and Tim Posse was the custom, ye badges. I did a photo for Mamma would be anka ye bedema nipa nan ni nyina bi ye ni ebe to form na nipa nan nyina say o monye na wo fan to form na wo fan konko gina na enso so women strength no ye ni sika saa na ye nso so ye nyɛ sɛ ye gigi sika so de akɔboa wo bi enti ɛte ye ne ɛne na ɛma yɛ press conference sɛ ye de sai ye ho ama Ghana man ɛne NDC party efin chairman so national chairman so ebesi akwara ketu a yawo na so NDC mu enne dai ahun say Ashanti regional women strength ye nyɛ saa de no ɛni so obi ate saa so no a omummo ni nyina antwum na Ashanti women strength ye ni abrefi se nei no ahotira a oman ye wo mu no ye power is ye nya de bi a identity mu ebeba NDC enu ti ne e ma ye frɛ
na mo frɛ Gloria Noane na akasa was ade no mo ne na akasa ansa na mo be press conference no
me paucho anopa no ye ne no ekasa ma ana enra so no o ye radio phone bi FFF no ma o kre no ho say enye women sing bi mu no de koye na emu no but video no so edi kan akokọ abontina manko for senia wo mu si FFF ye na kese eze say ye no so ye be tan ye
so video no mu de o kan saa so video no mu de o kan saa ma me ya
me patch
oh okay but o mu friend radio so a o sinye saa no patch it
and senia enipa de ebu won ma wo kasa wanu tumo fom na nipa so ani gie so na nipa tim kan sem bi wa na wa nhwe wochi ange sa asem no se netie na mo muka wi na abu asem no se netie tam na so na wanya kan wi enti woni ba wo so a na yetia wo na so a eno de wuti kan wo enti ma me na be kan no no say wa fa women sing bi ene de call na enzo so video no accepted the whole Ghana amma nipa nyina hu say na esere no na say young women sing no say yem se be sai
mo ya dodo say na mo ya press conference no.
Oh, baby,
which means various constituencies, women organizers by.
Women's organizers, constituency women's organizers by, and branch women organizers by. Once you catch a women's swing there, from national to grassroots, a man, a woman, a women's swing.
Okay,
but women organizers by, and branch women organizers by.
Na and I'm on no 2 year no. Any momra musa party ni mo.
Debi dem na ye mra mu die. Mi ankasa ya gbahima me no kasa me wa akonya se me support me candidate. Obi ntimi nkanza o ma me support no. Na emo me support no wo mi ankasa me dini mu enye women sing ni edini. Enna wa ye ma me a wo da doma no so no. Ya na eni me bi won mo aye ya ye hwe ni ye trese ya dikai aka se enka ye betimi dia kama ye ni ye nim en support bibi enkofa e bia beto abade be we na akofa nsem be be aba na nso nipa ye nipa de o pede no ope
Adewe next time mo be any day going forward na there na be coming say definitely mumu bi so be campaign ama other candidates mama ya wo say be campaign ama candidate
me pa show me koye na me on say me catch no say me koye campaign me koye campaign ma me candidate say ono na me pen
yes metiase
na me campaign ma no
metiase
men swing ni dinu mu de ba koye campaign
so which means most as individuals more candidates
yeah obi a wo de o penalty
office what na ebe deni
but you saying
office what na ebe deni Ashanti region
oh we dey say ma enye ade bia eye bia ade nti na enye de bia mu be me na so you will say chi na mo wi ana anyu nem bia o on de me kire wo ye nuafo se de nipa de ye te wo se ye tie bia no emfonso be be nipa ho na emfonso be nipa ho na no nche se nipa fo no ye bonsam da bi e say ye ma me no se ya wo ye wo organizer enti ye ne ye duma se de se bia
mate Samone ne be ya adwuma ye be se de adwuma no be si akọ ye da se be brese ori akasa anwumre
yo yes Edward
okay so okay so and some not also be says no a year or more Ashanti region. I'm not sure say almost start a campaigner bibia ebe josa minji nisa obia won ne candidate a obe support no. But then your last interviewer but before the interview no my main use this opportunity just 10 callers. Hold on, just 10 to wrap up for the Friday. Then we do our last interview. Then we are done for the day. The whole week issues and also your parliamentary correspondent so your friend say parliament. And you better pick your no answer. Answer ni ababa be pe you better pick your no answer. Answer ni ababa be fa yeah callers. We want to understand exactly what is happening. Our parliament say omo dia ko wie omo fa ko wie ye yam pick no na yen samra ye ba wie a na ya baba be ye adwuma ye se no ye no studio. But remember exclusive interview bi answer am dia sorry. Remember exclusive interview answer am dia sorry. Ashanti region issue say sia na me hunu yenua baako a wa Ashanti region executives ni baako send a message busa say omo so pese omo hia na omo issue statement. There are several women's wing matese bono ene tamale for also say one person omo issue statement on yenua ba Gloria ana montua otuye no say waka say enye sa na ominia I think senka omo maninsiwa na yenko yenim, but definitely other regions super say omo press conference, which I know about 2 regions. I already say omo be omo ensem trefo nshemu de nyame adba mande ma menko parliament na menko fi reporter ewo parliament emra ya reporter ewo ahoma no so ma menene enkasa. Okay, hello.
Yeah, the founder.
Yeah, Nana Bobin come Parliament, what to say?
Commander Boko, the Namiadum, and the Comedian in a baby. Boko, yeah, Boko, I think that. And the do and some community to God. And send that you need a chief for chair, FR, then a report in FR. But especially about the committee, you know, among friends on the buy, name woman, and we say, on principle, Ghanaian Times, and we said the tour say, Parliament adopted reporter, if I say, or Mama Pine say, you're interested, you're basically use Ghana card pay, and other things they register to me, and now we get educated to the Aquaba. If you know what people talk about, education to the report na Ghanaian Times, a career, wrong in which honorable citizens are to treat you. Minimum speakers defended the journalists no only say, I say, and no more Hana in wrong. I say, microphone on Nakasano, hey, idea, and on the bread and son of what saying. I don't come debate here, I would prepare. Now, President Trump for what the Friday away. It seems to be I'm out to report to none of you debate in the company. Not MP to be crying and tears here. And I command over Kaiser and for them.
Oh, but what can say MPs living tears here? You're not being fair.
Yes, and I'm ever honor. I'm ever honor. Where you speak at an acre or say not MP to be crumpled.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Aha, and no be a debate outside the report. Now, report nearby, you know, and just say the D2 and the map finds a Ghana card and never be so medium. And now say they are the back of part easy, even here, or they register for 2024 election. And another country registration now, on best almost 60 years, and almost how many years there be. No one will say, we are there a briefing session. And some of the Baba, and no, and now, but I will say, committee to what's now, Edwin will say, a Kwabena and the Bepasua, say, Yedi, Granada 7 Becca, CFan Cow, NIA ombetini aye because NIA report number the bar last year Minister Pontivia Ambuseri the British House no say challenges are NIA for a be a say baby or light in ho into mobile network in ho into winning complaint to ho in Yama baby you know reading people one or when you're let's say be a woman network no card no and I don't want to much challenge no and I feel the Kakrana won't be here no crano in the Papa untimi emphasize kamo nyina mo ba de tele ma omo into mo handicap mo ntimi complain ana bezu yi so enso si kasom ni ade ade a ono so the budget no yeteke so man be do be 1 point something million you go no am farmer no into no na mi za Papa so wo into when ni ade omo kwako he se ampase so mo ne be kan ho de a so omo yi Ghana system net ni de a yes ni betimi aye ebetimi assure house parliament say omo betimi akova Ghana for nyina na NIA for so tie ma so ane tie na light tie na telecommunication system network in there yes betimi adodo na ma dodo na be count but endra no omko computer be hu no engineer sika engineer element kwa Bobie pile ho na nya sam kitu and later they won't remember nya sam kitu but ni na the report no and the copper side ni na but the report no recommend for committee of the whole so one trust in CSC and non tin and na yisi NIA and after so we say Minister of Finance or so make it name of report no anka say the idea to nya ka say no pen na ma kwan say after the pay way for CI and say le now the yemfa only Ghana card no and register there na adin to a committee no kwatana afia mo to on and no kwan ne tab e ne ba enti no enya de say bibia wo mu sa name na speaker no na do o kan sendi sama omantimi an to ade na antokwa ekakra esi wo mu no eno na committee of the whole ntimi studia etima ka say e say ntokwa bi pa wa 6 January no krampo na ye ba be so mu in kwa no is almost the abobro sample then asem kitwa in general speaker ebe ntabeni ye obe join house no dem asema speaker kan ya no de first for me ya akonya kotre mo bi asema o kan ne say wo hwemu a let us now omode koma institutions no omo satisfy na man chi mu say yi tanyi fa na mbra anasa NIA tanyi fa na mbra omode koma electoral committee keke ana mo hwemu no mo yi boss man ene the other one is by name say the mo fa let no koma electoral committee chairperson na nkasa no mbra say no na minority for ni yan gidigidi pa won su ni wo ama na afinzo oba na yes and be here and afinzo won say Minister for Finance and no but na the whole day no dey ready to obeti omo name IMF ninti ni ade the programs are koba ninti no I will not dey wa ama enehwe the deputy bitimi atinem no matimi ateki enyim na edi speak as another day so omo hwe no fantana fe no mfansi for the year ye beto yi na ma CI na e beto aba no say the Ghana card nkwa na beto say the Ghana system be ka ho etinye wini pay and they say Bobie ebe hard commander.
All right, Kwagu, yeah, that's very. You may say about top for the free parliament, dear Bray. Thank you so much.
Better.
Meso that's all right, live on Accra 100.5. So it's Friday, and then come on, your DBA. Yeah, what you may be watching, yeah, Baba, maybe. Akaba.
Komana Bacham Joso.
Kajatum.
Bacham Nasi. I was here and then you may Memo Acho, Namamuna Kwaba and Fambra Accra 100.5 and Chakasi if you give us Herbal Center Kache any edema or Biara wote and then you may award the citizen show so our Accra 100.5 FM Swanum. Mr. Baby, I would see me Eddie if you say would a shame say you fear say a year toto and I said taxi a drum and I would say Mr. Simaga Kraka, our Yanima San and Nunsia born near the Nunsia Casebo at the Aberson, no Mr. Yawason of a family. As I said, Brennia Dunyanano, a yadia pomudin, our Mamuno, a yana who here give us ever center pa. Na Empempino, Minudin command me, Maotia says,